What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are doing well. On this semi-gloomy, partially rainy day. I think it's supposed to open up and things supposed to be nicer, but it is what it is, man. We are blessed and highly favored to wake up another day, to open our eyes and be a part of the earth for whatever it is. Hope you guys are doing well. Don't forget to check on your loved ones, family members, and friends. And don't forget to get yourself checked because you never know. We got to be on top of our health. As we get older, things just keep happening. The other day was 3-4 days ago. I woke up and my knee was hurting for no reason. I didn't bump it. I didn't trip. I didn't fall. Nothing. And the pain lasted like 2 days. I'm like, what is happening? It is what it is. So, without further ado, let's get to the weather. Let's see what the weather is weathering. Let's see. Okay, so we got mostly cloudy. Showers off and on until 2 p.m. Then it looks like the sun starts to peek out at 3 p.m. and then we're good until around 9 p.m. There might be another scattered shower. High of, it's currently 75 degrees, going up to a high of 83. Tomorrow mostly sunny, high of 85. Monday super sunny, no cloud in sight, high of 86. Then Tuesday mostly sunny, high of 96. Wednesday mostly sunny, high of 94. Thursday sunny and cloudy, 93. Friday sunny and cloudy, 88. And then the weekend looks like it is in the mid to low 80s and possibly raining. I don't know why. I feel like that, stuff is twisted. Like back in the day when it was April or whatever, sometimes May, we'd have to work throughout the week. It'd be beautiful. Then on the weekend, it'd be rainy. I don't know what's going on. We in July. It's not supposed to be happening this way. But it is what it is. I've already had my morning cup of Joe. It's empty. It was French vanilla, pinky up with the strawberry cold foam, and a little high acidity. I'm I'm bougie. But it was pretty good. Wasn't bad. Hey, whatever. We try something. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Let me get to the word of the day with the good book. Stop. Okay. So this says, what things soever you desire. I got to read it the way it said. What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. One more again. What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. It could be ye, but I think it's probably ye, but when you're saying ye, it should be YEE or something, or this is just YE. And I know y'all out there know the good book and the word. It's probably ye. So I don't know why I'm saying yay. What things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Okay. All right. So if you desire things, if there's goals, things you want to achieve, pray for them, and you shall receive them. It's very simplified. I think there's more to that. Obviously, you have to work towards goals. You have to strive to get them. But you have to put in the work. So, but yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it. All right. Let's see what's going on. Let me give a quick shout out to the early comers. Shout out to Walter Blackman. Salute. Appreciate you as always. Shout out to Sherwin. What's going on, Sherwin? Good morning, chat. The Knicks are using Tyler Nickel wrong. He must not be stuck in a corner. Let him move constantly. Teams will have to change up their defense to stop him. Brunson will be free. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry. Somebody at the door. You know how it is. Um actually, guys, hold on. Let me get this commercial break real quick. Sorry, I got, guess somebody's actually delivering something. I'll be right back. Oh, my fault, guys. I just they not like you ain't ready. You just ain't ready. That's all it. Look, I'm not gonna judge you because you can't do it. It's fine. Not everybody can. Just be there to support, man. Stop the hate. Congratulate. What we doing? They're not like us. They're not like us. We are the Knicks. We are the Knicks. Oh, my bad. Okay. I never know when you guys are there. You guys always catch me off guard when I'm in my own element. Oh, my fault, guys. I just. They not like you ain't ready. You just ain't ready. That's all it. Look, I'm not gonna judge you because you can't do it. It's fine. Not everybody can. Just be there to support, man. Stop the hate. Congratulate. What we doing? They're not like us. They're not like us. We are the. All right. I'm back, people. Sorry about that. Apologies is to you. Now, where was I? Sherwin had said something that I thought was interesting. He said, once again, the Knicks are using Tyler Nickel wrong. He must not be stuck in a corner. Let him move constantly. Teams will have to change up their defense to stop him. Brunson will be free. Yeah, actually, I can dig that. I think that's a good idea. I do think that's a good idea. Sherwin also said, I said I had Nickel as a first round pick. That was just from watching a couple games. Now I see even more. I compare him to Rip Hamilton. He can be better. I see where you're going. I don't know about Rip Hamilton though. Rip Hamilton was different beast, man. He was a constant mover. He was in fantastic shape, never stopped moving. There are guys that play that way. So I don't think you're wrong in your assessment of what his style can be. I just don't know if Rip is the guy because Rip was a specimen, man. Slender, sleek, zero body fat, just kept running. He had the type of build and the type of energy, stamina. He could be a soccer player, just running back and forth. So I would say that I would think he could be more like, other guys play that way too. Kyle Korver, good example. Uh, I don't know if there's many people these days that move that way. Maybe somebody from Boston, possibly. But yeah, I dig what you're saying though. I can agree with that. And if his constant movement, if he can continue to knock down shots at a high level, puts a lot of pressure on the defense, which will open up a lot of open shots for other people and lanes for other people too. So I can dig what you're saying. That's not bad, Sherwin. All right. Oh, we got a super chat here. All right. You know what it is. Shout out to David Smith. Thank you for the generous super chat. David said Wolves trading Karl Anthony Towns for Randall and Dante, one of the worst trades in Wolves history and the best trade in Knicks history. Hmm. You know what? I don't know. Maybe it is one of the best trades in Knick history. I don't. I'm thinking about how the Knicks got like talented players that delivered. Um, People still get mad at the Carmelo Anthony trade, but he did come here for 7 years, and it's very frustrating. People, I know you guys are like, man, Ron's frozen again. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Honestly, I can't do it. Like I tell people, excuse me, all the time. There's no way for me to get around this. I don't know. Can't move. This is where I live. So it can't, shout out to James Dolan and Spectrum for doing a bang up job with my internet. Shout out to y'all. I should have, as a content creator that covers Knicks, I should get like a special Spectrum package, right? But then again, they don't really like content creators over there at MSG because sometimes we hit them with the real. They don't want to hear the negative. So yeah, I don't know. Mm. Anyway, let's move on. Shout out to David Smith once again. Says salute to Ron in the chat. If the Knicks sign Jonas Valanciunas, they will have the best center trio in NBA of Cat, Drummond, and Valanciunas. I mean, offensively, yes, they definitely will. I mean, I think I don't. I can't say that for 100. I don't know everybody's roster on every team because I think there's a team that has a nice trio of big men. But yeah, you know what? You may be right. Yeah, there may be truth there. Lena Franklin's in the building, member of the SKF Army, says, "What up, you guys? I know we lost the first game in the summer league, but it's okay. Funny part is former New York Knicks player Julius is going to the Brooklyn Nets. Good luck, Nets." What's good, Lena? Let's go. Kareem Grant in the building. What up, Kareem? Says salute to the chat. Ron the Don. Peace, bro. Cool heads today. Everyone. LOL. I hear you. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. Joey Rip 'em Up Sports in the building. Says Ron and family. What up? What's good, Joey? Anna Grill's in the building. Happy Saturday, Ron. Salute to you, Anna Grill. Good to see you. Miggy PM in the building. Salute. What up, Miggy? Thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. Good to see you. Wonder Woman is here. Let's go. What up, Wonder Woman? Said good afternoon, Ron, in the chat. Hope everyone is doing well. Same to you. Hope you are doing well. And thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. All right. Kinshin 7475 in the building says, let's go, Knicks. Good morning, chat. Ron, we are the champions. Ain't that the truth? You know what I mean? It's just so crazy. Every time I get to hear it or say it, it just sounds wild to me. It's unbelievable. Nick Nation, what up, my guy? Says salute, my guy. What's good, brother? Thank you for being a member of the SKF Army and a part of the family. Either way. Wolverines 1986. What up, Wolverine? Has happy Saturday. All Celtic fans already teasing Mitch on social media about his 29% free throw shooting percentage, which is worse than NBA history. Like, I don't get it. Honestly, look, Mitch, I wish you the best, my brother. I am sorry you had to do this. I think you made a terrible choice. I know you had to go get that money. I think you went to the worst possible place. I have my own reasons for not loving the Celtic Nation. Obviously, you know how we have, but outside of that, there's a lot of stuff going on over there that I never liked. That area is kind of wild. So, but I hope they get it together. But it's been wild. So, but to have to go somewhere, right? Leave your team, which you just won a championship with, that you've been with for 7 years, I believe, the longest tenured current Nick that it was until, obviously now that's over. And then to have to go to Boston, right? And then you go to Boston and you would think that Boston would say, hey, you know what? It is what it is. But Mitchell Robinson will be the best big man we've had over here in a while, right? Don't get me wrong. Robert Williams was dope, but, he can never stay healthy for them and all that. They had issues, but he was dope. But Mitch is better than anything you currently have. Not only is he an NBA champion, but he has shown that he can be a beast on defense. He's a great rebounder. And gives your team a bunch of opportunities to keep a game going and to, take advantage of the other team. Yes, he shoots 20-something% from the free throw line. That's terrible. No doubt about it. But I don't think I've ever seen, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever seen a mid-level to high-level free agent, because Mitch at this point is, I would say, kind of like mid-tier or maybe right under mid-tier as far as the money he's making. I don't think I've ever seen someone go to a team in free agency and the fans are getting on him before he's played a game. This is wild. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's sometimes that teams make moves and people aren't happy with the move. But not only are they not happy, they're reaching out to the player. That's wild. No? I don't know. Good luck, bitch. Good luck. Anyway, Wolverines also says Drummond is an upgrade over Mitch. You guys remember when we have to play bigs that have skill, and if we don't have somebody competent back there, like outside of Cat, if Cat's not playing at that time, and Drummond's in there, or we wind up with Valanciunas, you guys remember what you're looking at and think about who you had before. That's all I'm saying. I get it, but you're gonna miss Mitch. At some point, you're gonna be like, don't worry. But hopefully the team overall is better and moves differently, so it doesn't hurt us. We'll see. Dwayne Dennis is in the building. I know it's just the first game of Summer League, but wow, losing by 30 points. I'm sorry, unacceptable. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Yeah, I did take a break for that. Unfortunately, got to get the medicines. The medicines come through. Likes Tyler Nickel. I get it. 713 Gamer in the building. Internet is trash, man. Internet is trash. Okay, let me put that back up. Geraldine McIver in the building, First Lady of Still Knicks fans and the Knicks community. Let's go. Salute, Ron. Salute to the chat. Good to see you, Geraldine, as always. Hope you're doing well. D-Rex in the building. Pack on the attack. I got mixed emotions about what I saw yesterday. I do appreciate some of the good things I got from it. I'm going to give it time. Right. To me, this is a great opportunity for Pacome to really show how he's grown as a player. And honestly, I mean, look, y'all might feel how y'all feel because you think he hasn't had enough time and all. Pacome played in the G League the majority of his time. And the G League is like the Summer League. Summer League is actually better talent. I expect Pacome to dominate in the Summer League. Even if we don't win the games, I expect, around 20 points from Pacome every game if he plays. If he plays and gets the, good amount of minutes, I expect 20 from Pacome. Pacome should be dominating, right? He's not. This is his third year. He's been on the Knicks. He understands their systems. He understands how guys play. He can pick up some of their tendencies to add to his game. He has gotten busy in the G League. If Pacom can't come out in the summer league and average 20 points playing full-time minutes, I'm not feeling great about it because, that's what I'm saying. It's the summer league. He should be able to get busy. Just my opinion. And I'm putting that on him because it's his third year. If it was his first year, I would say, okay, I'm so frustrated. You guys don't understand. I'm trying to read comments, and each time I read the comments, I see my little hourglass thing moving and circling because that tells me my internet is trash. It's really frustrating, y'all. Really. I know it's frustrating for you guys watching. It's frustrating for me too. Because I just can't deal with it. Oh boy. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Still Knicks fans. Oh, look at that. Mm-hmm. It seems to be sluggish too. I'm looking at the feed on YouTube, and it seems really sluggish. And I know it's raining right now. I don't know if that's affecting me. It shouldn't, but whatever. I don't know, man. Okay. All right. Where was I? Sincerely. What up, my guy? C. Lee. Peace and salute. Queens is in the building. What's good? All right. Tori B is in the building. Notorious. We are. They is. Hey. Oh. Rock out one time for the one time. She says, good afternoon, good people. Good to see you as always. Carrie Cox is in the building. What up, Carrie? Good to see you. Says salute. Randu's in the building. What up, Randu? What's happening, my brother? Prezi the boss is in the building. What up? Chris Gotti's in the building. Salute. All right, let me breeze. Junior Star in the building says, I hope we can win another title because we only have one first round pick in the next 4 years and no good young guys. Oof. Tough. It's tough. Then I need to be on The Voice. Bye, Mitch, and thanks for your service, Drummond and Liam Robbins. I don't know about this Liam Robbins yet. I don't know. He seems a little plain Jane, a little vanilla for me. I don't know, bro. I don't know if that gets it done versus NBA talent. You know what I mean? We got to see. Lonnie Meeks in the building says Dadiet was ruined by Tibbs. His progress was stunted. That's fair. JW says Pacom looking good, playing with more confidence. Mo D is looking very. It's one game. Hey, listen. Let me remind y'all. Okay, y'all do this in the summer league. Do not look at the summer league for everything. We did this last year when who was that guy that played in the summer league and looked terrible the first 2 or 3 games? Tyler, what's his name? Oh, that's right, Tyler Kolek. Did we not see when Tyler Kolek got opportunities to play in NBA games that Tyler Kolek was a solid basketball player for the New York Knicks? Did we not see that when we won the NBA Cup Tyler Kolek was a big reason why we brought it home versus San Antonio? Come on, y'all. Don't go too crazy over one summer league game with Mo Diawara. Relax. It's all right. Marlon in the building says, instead of trying to sign another center, why don't we get a power forward? People forget OG get hurt every season. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Listen, that's I can't argue with you there. There's truth there. There's truth there. HRM, the great in the building. What up, HRM? Humberto De La Ho's in his house. The Knicks need no one. The Knicks are winning the next championship. Oh man, you are a believer. I like it, Humberto. Oh, see? D-Rex says Tyler Kolek and Jalen Brunson both had abysmal summer leagues and ended up balling out. Let's stay grounded, y'all. Fair point, D-Rex. No caps life analyst says bad example, LOL. Which one? I don't know. JW says, Ron, please don't compare Tyler to Diawara. Tyler has a history of being a good player, but Tyler also has a history of being a slow starter. Like, he has to get rhythm going. Diawara seems to be the same. Have you guys noticed when Diawara's played? Don't you notice that his first couple games that he played with the Knicks, it was slow for him to get acclimated, and then he started to get more comfortable. And then when they benched him for a while and they brought him back, that next game that he played, he didn't really do much. He is a guy who needs to be out there playing as well. It's his first summer league game. Give the guy a little time to see what he can do. I don't know if they're going to play Diawara a lot, but if they do, let's let him cook. Shaw Powers is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. What up, Shaw? Because here's the thing, guys. This is what I want everybody to understand. Diawara is not supposed to be known for his offense. Diawara is supposed to be known for his length and his defense, right? And his ability to move the ball, pass the ball and get up and down the court. He's a fluid player. He's never had a really good 3-point shot, right? He's been developing it as he's been a part of the Knicks. So obviously that means he's got to work harder for his scoring to take effect. If you guys noticed, last year he shot 39 or whatever, 37% from three, whatever it was, but that is him working hard to get there. He wasn't really a good shooter. That's not what he's known for. So he's developing that. So the fact that he came out in one game, in a summer league game, after not playing NBA games all summer or not really, you know what I mean? It is what it is. No big deal. Listen, Jordan Clarkson is a fantastic shooter in practice. He is like, you look at him, you like, this dude is nice. But when you play a game, you notice he's a rhythm shooter and he's streaky. So, but that don't mean that he can't go out there and do something. He just has games where he's off. I don't know if Diawara is streaky yet. We don't know that yet. I do know that he needs time to continue to get a rhythm. But as far as being streaky, we don't know enough about him to know if that's his MO. Like, if we can put that on him yet. But it could be. We just don't know. That's not true, Sherwin. He is known for his defense, and he's not lost. I think what you're doing is you're looking at his time with the Knicks and him trying to acclimate himself in this style of basketball and this system. But if you look at Mo D, for the time he's played overseas, he was always a good defender. And he's shown glimpses and moments of defending well in the States. I think I'm not going to speak too much about Mo D. I don't know his makeup that well. I believe the reason why we don't see a better improvement on defense is because Modi is focusing on being better offensively. He knows he has to keep up with this style of basketball that the Knicks are playing. And honestly, all of the Knicks, we say what we want to say because we're spoiled. We feel a certain way. The Knicks are talented offensively. A lot of these guys are very talented offensively, and it comes natural to them. Mo D has to work at it. So I think he's been kind of focusing more on the offensive side and not locking in defensively because he knows he can play defense. Should he be locking in defensively this year and studying guys better and really kind of, working with OG and McCall to get that part of it down? I think so. I think after you come in and you were so raw and you struggled offensively and you're trying to become better so you can stay in the NBA, I think he can continue to work at that, but I think the onus and the real focus of being that offensively needs to shift a little bit, because what your best ability is what you need to make sure you have down. And I think with his length, with his ability, his movement, he needs to get back to focusing on defending and become closer to a lockdown type of defender. I'm not saying he will be locked down. I'm saying he needs to work on that this year, so that way, because that's going to keep him on the floor too. It's not just can he knock down an open three. I know that's how it looks, but no, that's not what it's all about, because those moments, those opportunities will be there for him in this system. But defense is what's going to keep him out there on the floor. And that's what the Knicks really need, to be honest, because when Bridges is out the game, OG's hurt or in foul trouble, whatever it may be, you need Mo Diawara to step up. That's why you gave him money to be here, and that's what shows that he can, fulfill his contract. He's got to step up defensively. So, so I kind of agree with you, Sherwin, that maybe you haven't seen the best of him defensively, and that's why you look at him a certain way. So I'm not saying he's fantastic. I'm not saying he's Mikal Bridges or anything. Mohammed Diawara. Let's see. So this is crazy. Like, I am super frozen. Hold on one second, guys. Let me see if I can switch to wired and if that helps. Let's try to give you a terrible commercial break. It's going to be all scattered and let's see. Oh, my fault, guys. I just. They not like, you ain't ready. You just ain't ready. That's all. Look, I'm not going to judge you because you can't do it. It's fine. Not everybody can. Just be there to support, man. Stop the hate. Congratulate. What are you doing? They're not like us. They're not like us. We are the Knicks. We are the Knicks. Oh, my bad. Okay. I never know when you guys are there. You guys always catch me off guard when I'm in my own element. Oh, my fault, guys. I just. They not like, you ain't ready. You. All right. I'm back. So hopefully it transitioned okay and you guys can see me. Let me do my own little check real quick. Apologies. All right. So it seems like I'm back up. Okay, whatever. It is what it is, folks. Anyway, I'm gonna try my best to give you guys some type of show today. It is what it is. Um No, actually, that's the theme song from the Dating Game. Back in the 1970s, 80s, there was a show called The Dating Game. Yes. Anyway, let me see here. So, hmm, let's get to share. So, as I'm saying, Mo Diawara has not been known as an offensive player. You guys can see this is Mo Diawara's stat card. See, Muhammad Diawara international stats. I don't need to see his NBA stats. It's 1 year, and that's new. This is his international, internationally known. All right, let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Ew. You guys see that? This is not an offensive dude. This is a guy who's working on his offense to become better, right? And so when you look at Mo, honestly, what you should be saying is Mo has been putting in that work to do what he did in the NBA for the New York Knicks last year. Mo has been working, folks. All right, because I know you look at these numbers and you're like, well, Mo doesn't play a lot of minutes internationally. He didn't. But if we want to look at the only thing we could do is look at the last year at Cholet. He played 20 minutes a game, basically 19.6. He shot 38% from the field, which is ugh, right? He shot 31% from three, more ugh. He shot 48% from the free throw line. Ugh, ugh. You know what I mean? So when I say that he wasn't really an offensive player. Like he's been working on his offense and he's been getting better because of it. That's all I meant. I'm not trying to go too crazy. And when we look at his NBA numbers, I mean, playing basically 9 minutes a game. Let me blow that up so people can see it with little eyes here. Basically, playing 9 minutes a game, shot 42% from the field, which is much better. Remember, the league average shooting 37 attempts, but still, this is strides, right? And shooting 75% from the free throw line. Not on many attempts, but the point is, you guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is him working with a shooting coach. You guys saw the highlights of Mo working. He's been working hard on his offense. Mo needs to start getting back to working on his defense, right? Understanding the people's tendencies in the league so that he can become a lockdown type of player. Not that he'll be a lockdown, but like you got to work towards being that. That's all I'm getting at. So, and I hear what you're saying, Sherwin, but I'm just saying like he's not offenses. He's got to work on that too. It's not really his bag. All right, let me get back to what I was doing here. Where's my little? It's not this one. It's not that. Jesus Christ. I can already see, guys. I'm trying to gut it through. This is going to be one of those shows. This internet is terrible. All right. Uh I mean, why? What? So he says. So when shout out to JW says. So when Diarra scores 7 points again in the summer league, what is the excuse? He needs to be a two-way player if he wants to. But why do you assume that he is going to score 7 points? Why do you assume he's just going to have another bad game? Or maybe you're trying to say you don't like Diawara because I don't know when we're talking about one game to one game. Anybody can have like a great game and then a bad game, or a good, a bad game and then a good game. Like Caleb Wilson dropped 35 points yesterday. His next game, he could drop 10. Does that mean he stinks? No, right? It just means he had one incredible game and then the next game wasn't really his game. I'm not comparing Diawara to Caleb Wilson. I'm just talking general. Miggy says, Ron, connect an Ethernet cable to your computer and turn off the Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's what I did. When you see me say, I'll be right back, I'm going to take this. That's what I was doing. So currently I am wired in. There is an Ethernet cable from my router to my computer and the Wi-Fi is off. And this is what you're seeing. This is over a gig of broadband. This is me paying over $100-something for Wi-Fi. I mean, for internet, almost $200 for, and this is the service that I'm getting from Spectrum, James Dolan's company. Yes, this is what you're seeing. Okay, so yeah, don't know what to tell you, and I don't even have cable. I'm just paying for the internet. That's it. Who you telling? But he want to hear this? I live in a very poppin' area these days. Can you believe that they can't run Verizon Fios wires in this area? I don't know why. I don't know. Because you got to run the copper wiring underneath the ground, whatever. Um, they haven't been able to do that here. So, all right. Now you know the whole story. Sherwin says, Ron, I envisioned Mo D to become a Jaden McDaniels when I first saw him. Now he is not even close to that. He looks like he's better suited to defend the four. McDaniels can defend from one. No, I get it. Yeah, no, I hear you. But we'll see what happens, brother. I honestly think that you're gonna see Mo Diawara become a better defensive player this year, because I think that they're going to focus on him being that, because they need him. Remember, the decision to not bring back Sohan, even though it's not like Sohan, he came late in the season, but the decision to not bring back Sohan means more pressure on Diawara to be OG's backup. And if you're going to be OG's backup, you got to play defense. Unless, well, I mean, the flip side is unless Pac Home eclipses Mo and takes that over, right? I'm not going to slight Pac Home. Anything can happen. He started off in the yesterday's summer league game. His defense was not looking good, and then, definitely in the second half, he played much better defense. So like Pac Home can do. Pac Home's gifted. He like I said, he's the aggressiveness. I saw some aggressiveness yesterday, though. Offensively, yeah, I did see that. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. I don't know, Ricardo. It's tough, man. I gotta see. I gotta let it play out. I don't know yet. I know, bro. I definitely. I mean, it's worth it to have it because this is crazy. It's so bad that I think even T-Mobile has launched their own little new internet thing that they've got going around the country. I've seen ads and stuff. I inquired about it. It's not in my area. I I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I don't know. It's terrible. Yeah, I know that's probably what I'm going to have to do, Anna Girl. I'm probably going to have to do that. But what I may need to do first, so I'm curious to see that I need to bring other people up, right? Because I think once I bring people up on the panel, the show can keep going, even if I get knocked off. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to try to, reset my router so that way the show doesn't stop. Because if I do it now, the show's going to close. Ron tried to see about Starlink. Oh, you were serious about that? I thought that was like that sounds like Terminator 2 stuff. Starlink. I'm gonna check that out. All right, cool. Let me just type that in because my memory, I'll be forgetting stuff. Starlink. High speed internet. Okay. All right, Playboy. Boy, I appreciate you. All right, let me open this up and see if I can get some people in here to keep the show going before it's gone. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I appreciate y'all as I get through this terrible internet crisis that I'm dealing with. Shout out to Long Island Sound in the building, says all Tylers are welcome. I hear that. Salute to Darlene Bryant in the building. Let's go. What up, Darlene? Sherwin says we have over 80 people here and 2 likes. That is a shame. That's a fact. Might be because of my internet. They're like, damn, I ain't liking this internet. Oh, it's terrible. Well, maybe they hit the like button, but my internet's so slow that it's like. All you can do is laugh, guys. That's all you can do. You just gotta laugh at it. Shout out to CAA Mafia in the building. Knicks winning so fast made the NBA lose money. The salary cap isn't that high this year because of it. Conspiracy theories. I like it. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, my guy.
Top of the morning, my guy. What's good with you?
We got N5 in the building, baby. Let's go. My guy, Nick Nation, Nixon 5.
Hold on, I made a rookie mistake too. All right, there it goes. Had the YouTube on in the back. I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't even hear it, brother.
Yeah, no, it was on my computer. I could hear myself doubling up here. I heard double cheers for me. I heard double cheers, though. That was all right.
You're like, damn, they love me twice?
They love me twice, baby. For New York, you're going to say it twice, my friend. And Starlink, isn't that part of
Gotcha.
That's part of Tesla's thing, isn't it?
Oh, is that what it is?
Isn't that part of isn't that what his the satellites and all that space program? I thought it was called Starlink.
Oh, could be. Oh, maybe that. Yeah, you know what? That sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I'm sure that they got that. That's a Terminator reference. I'm sure he's a sci-fi dude.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Something. But anyway, yep. You're all over it, brother. Yeah. Look at you guys knowing a little something about a little something. Good stuff. Well, I'm hoping that my internet starts working better, and then we'll know a little something about what I'm trying to say today. But the bottom line is, Summer League has commenced, folks, and the Knicks got smacked yesterday, lost by around 30 points, something like that. And it was tough to watch. Did you see it, Nick? Yeah, you did. It was tough to watch. So that young kid that the Nets got looked good though. So shout out to them. Look, people be hating on, they want to hate on the Nets. I'm not going to say the Nets are going to be bad this year. I was talking to somebody about the Nets 3 weeks ago, and they were like, ugh, the Nets. I'm like, I don't like that because, it makes me feel like the Knicks, right? That's like how I felt when people, the Knicks, like, I'm like, it gave me PTSD. I'm like, I've been here. Honestly, the Nets are going to be a good team this year. I don't know if they'll be a playoff team, but they do have the pieces to make some noise to maybe get to the playoffs, is what I'm saying. With the starters that they have, the young rooks, well, the rook that they have this year, the couple of guys that they got from last year, bringing in Julius Randle, they're not going to be a bad team. And they made some other moves too. The Nets are going to be all right, folks. I'm not talking championship contender. I'm just saying they're going to be okay. But anyway.
Yeah. I think, Ron, you need to preface it when it's, Summer League with part of the rule. Summer League is the first rule of Summer League is Summer League is Summer League. You can't take but so much stock in it. So, I mean, you can look at some points of detail, some points of height preferences that you want and what's names, but how the games go, no, you really can't. I think they did a disservice by even adding points of 10 fouls? I think each player gets 10 fouls. So that's what just happens is the guys are just fouling. It bogs down the game. I think that they really should have just left it at 6, but called the game just a little, you know what I mean? Just let them play a little bit more. But knowing when guys know they got 10 fouls and the coaches too, they're just fouling people. So you can't really get like progress in the game.
That's horrible, bro. I don't like that either. Because the other thing is like if you have people 10 fouls is like I can't even say it because he just said it. As I'm saying, and I'm like, he just said that, Ron. So I won't say it. I'm not saying it. Anyway, I just don't like it. And the free throw thing, I don't like that either. I don't know. I just don't. Yeah. One free throw, like, okay, it's one thing if you're going to shoot a 1-and-1, but one free throw equals 2. I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
What is that?
I hear you.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just chiming in, man. I'm running around, so I said I heard y'all say something that I like to talk about, and good to be on with you guys. I ain't showing my. Oh, let me show my face real quick.
Hey,
so
there
it's
me.
Hey, all right,
that's my guy right there.
So you know it's me and stuff. Yeah, but
we know.
Yeah, the thing that I watched yesterday wasn't about the win or the loss. It was about particular players and how they played. Now, I watched Pacone. He looked good last day. He drove to the basket. He was strong. He was aggressive. The guy Nichols was knocking down the triples all day long and stuff like that. Dadiet shot a lot of good shots. He wasn't in repetition. I mean, he wasn't in form, but he shot the shots that I believe that he could shoot. And also, these guys were not they didn't have no real point guard. They didn't have Alvarado out there telling them where to go. They're doing extra things out there that they not supposed to be doing because they're not going to be running that on the regular team and stuff like that. So there's some inconsistencies, but those guys try to step up. That's why Dadiet shot so many 3-point shots. You know what I mean? He did. If he would have made 4 out of 7, we wouldn't even be talking, oh, he was the best thing ever, like cornflakes with milk and cinnamon. So that's how that was. So I appreciate watching them. But what I really liked is a player that comes in at where he go 42nd, and he come in and he set a precedence. He put pressure on everybody this year. This Nichols guy. He looked like his defense was there. He's 6'7". He's big. He knocks down the screen. Imagine him coming off the screen with Andre Drummond setting those solid screens, not like Mitchell Robinson, the slip screens. Those solid screens. This guy, yeah, I think we got something in the making. So those players that I watched, they look good. They couldn't all get it together because they didn't have someone to lead them. So maybe today with this guy supposedly to play the point guard, I forgot his name. You know, the French guy that's supposed to be, back to Germany or whatever. I think he's supposed to play today. So if he plays today, you know what I mean, then we'll see what happens. We'll have somebody that can control the pace. That's what I seen, right? That wasn't Tyler Kolek with the face mask on with a new tattoo on his leg, right?
Yeah, and I agree with everything he said, though, for sure. That's for sure. Definitely need a point guard.
No, that's the other thing why you can't put a lot of stock into summer league games too, because you don't know exactly how it's going to run, how the game is going to be run. I cannot believe they didn't have an orchestrator out there, a playmaker. They didn't have a ball handler who could set guys up. They just had a guy like, here, you take the ball, get it up and down.
Brooklyn did. That's why they look so good. And they was hitting shots yesterday. They just so happens they just was knocking down shots, those young guys. You know what I mean? So, this team, this is like a pickup game, the way they played yesterday. You know what I mean? You see guys driving to the basket and doing things that they're not supposed to be. I'm not saying not supposed to be doing, but you know what I mean? Probably not dictated to the Knicks regimen of how playing your basketball schemes and cuts and stuff like that. But overall, with the guys that I did see, like I said, Dadiet, he made some strong moves to the basket and stuff like that. Diawara, he stepped up. He shot 7 3-pointers. He made one big one, and you know what I mean? He tried to do what he needed to do. Nichols impressed me. And I mean, something that we need, a 6'7" guy. If we could get him here, he's 4 years already out of thing. He's already 22 years old. He's older than Diawara and Pacone already. You know what I mean? And he got 4 years of college. I think he could be something, man. The way he shot the ball, that's what we're gonna need off that thing. So imagine him and Shamet in the backcourt. You know what I mean? Him and Shamet coming off the screen with Alvarado, you know what I mean? Diawara and Drummond or something like that. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they can, I want it to play out the right way. And I'm okay with it. I think Tyler Nickel doesn't have to do anything else to secure that last two-way spot or whatever it is.
Didn't they sign him? Isn't he on a contract?
I don't know. I don't know if he's been officially inked yet. I think he's. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that they may give him the two-way, which is fine. I'm not going crazy about that because
we picked him up in the draft. We didn't pay him. Okay, I got it.
Right.
Okay.
The bottom line with him is if he goes out there and becomes a real good piece for the Knicks coming off the bench and shows what he can do, Knicks are gonna figure out a way to give him a standard contract to keep him, because I don't think they want to do. See, this. Remember we talked about this last year that there was guys that we knew are not going to be able to play in the playoffs because they're on them two ways. But in fairness, none of those guys really stepped up to the point where you're like, well, we need these guys. So Tyler Nichols has a chance to do that. Tyler Nickel. I hate saying Nichols because it seems comfortable, but that's not his name. Tyler Nickel has that ability that he could be someone that the Knicks have to figure out a way to give a regular contract. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It also depends on I think it also depends on the play of Pacome, to be honest, because I think Pacome deserves a real shot this year to see what he can do. Like I think there's like a standard pecking order in life. Right. If you pay your dues, if you're under contract and you're working, I need to give you an opportunity. Now, if you don't do much with the opportunity the first time around, okay. But this is year 3 for Pacome. And we're talking about Nickel, which I like Nickel. But I really feel like the Knicks need to give Pacome a shot and let him lose it. If we're going to take it away from him, let him lose it before we just give that playing time to somebody else. Because Pacome can shoot the rock too. Pacome can play defense. If anything, no matter what you get from I don't want to say that he's not a knockdown shooter like Nichols, but he should be a better prospect and a better talent than Nickel, and he should be able to do more for the team. So got to give Pacome the shot. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah, Pacome's tough because Pacome really just kind of has an all-around kind of game as opposed to Nichols.
He's a specialized,
right? Yeah, he's a special. He's a sniper, but Pacome is You know, he's still young. He'll be 21 sometime, I believe, here in this month in July. I believe his birthday is. So you got to look at a guy like that. Like he's really starting to come into his strength, into his body, into his bounce. But you know, having an overall game doesn't really sometimes get you on the court, unfortunately, because you don't really preface it to say like where you're great at something. So it's kind of more of like, all right, you know what I mean? He's a good player, but what does he do? You know what I mean? I can't really point to any one thing that he does. He needs an opportunity to develop within this system and go, you know what I mean, moving forward with the team so that he can. But that takes time and more than anything, repetition. So, you know, getting him on the court, seeing his points of repetition, you know, as 6'9" with a guy with a fairly decent handle and a, you know what I mean, and a good bounce to his step. You know, I would like to see him, especially early in the season. I would like to see him in these first 20 to 25 games, you know, get 8 to 10 minutes at least a game and know that he's getting that 8 to 10 minutes a game. You know what I mean? It gives you a level of comfort. It gives you a level of understanding. It gives you a level of what energy that I should bring in to this point of game. And up until this point, he really hasn't gotten that. Diawara definitely leapfrogged him coming in from, you know, the first year and, you know, playing and doing what he does. You know, he's looking better like physical body wise. He looked like he put on some weight already into himself, inside his body wise. But I don't think he had a good opportunity yesterday too, because a lot of times is really, but he does kind of, you know, maneuver like that. He's more of a point forward. You know, he if you noticed in that game, they gave him the ball a lot before he even got past half. He was bringing it up a lot of times like that. But then when he would pitch the ball off, a lot of times he was getting that ball back. It was like 2-point-something seconds. So that's a lot of times your shot is going to be off when you're throwing a grenade that late in the, you know what I mean, in the game, because you got to get rid of it. So he didn't, you know what I mean? So a lot of times his game didn't look like that. And as you know what I mean, as Shah said, no point guard. To me, the Knicks do not for somehow regard a guy's handle with his game, because in the last quite a few years, I can't think of anybody who we've actually drafted and where you said, you know what, that boy can handle that ball. You know, that boy can, you know, do this, do that. I haven't really seen that. You know, we haven't really made it a high, you know, preference to say that I like that style of athletic ability. And I think it shows. You know what I mean? I think it ultimately still shows on the team. We're champions. We've learned to work around it in some shape, form, or fashion. But it's more so what we're used to seeing, that flash of a guy blowing past a guy, or, you know what I mean, giving them that funky crossover. You know, we basically have really one guy? We got Brunson, you know what I mean, for the most part, that can do that to people. But for the other parts, we really don't have people that do that for us, in a sense. I really can't name another guy who really does that like that, you know. You know, we got the new young Latin assassin that has come in, but his handle is not like that. It's just that he's got a speed point to his game, but he doesn't have that, you know, built-in point crossover behind the back, you know what I mean? Stop on a dime, you know, that quick jig bit in and out. That's not what we Too Tough really have too much on this team. And to me, this is why teams press us on a consistent basis. But you know what I mean? But we still got to preference it. This is summer league, and summer league is summer league. You can't take too much away from summer league, because I've seen some of the top prospects all of a sudden we thought were going to be the greatest. Not so much, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it is what it is. And what up, Jake? Good to see you in the building, my bro.
What up, what up? Yep, no doubt. Come on, I was waiting for you to finish.
Oh yeah, no doubt, brother. It's all good. Show world. I'm a squirrel. Just trying to get a nut. Remember those joints like that?
That's all, man. Listen, man.
That's the extension of my rap.
Yo, bars. You got to work on the next one. Well, good. What is it? Afternoon to everybody, and very late night for me. You know, I think the Nichols young man is going to be a baller. I really think he's going to be a baller. I talked about that with Divine and Shaw last night. But you just said something very important in Summer League. The competition that they're playing is not nearly appropriate to what they're going to be playing. So it's like, it's not it's great to see 6 3-pointers, but can he pull that off with somebody like a McHale in his face? You know, almost same height, great defense, won't let him move anywhere, you know, that type of thing. We shall see. Also, what was the 7-footer's name?
Liam Robbins.
Liam Robbins. I like him. You know, sometimes you find, you know, a gem, because I gotta be honest. I'm a little confused. Not confused, but a little upset. I know why we didn't pick up centers during the draft, especially in the first round. It's all about the money, the apron, the whole thing. But the second, if they knew they weren't going to keep, like, all right, going after Drummond is one thing, great. But if they knew they weren't going to keep Mitch around, there was a handful of centers that fell in our lap, you know, that were, you know, who knows? Maybe, you know, who knows what they could be. They were good in college, you know. Some people turn out to be fantastic, and some people turn out to be one-hit wonders, you know. So, but there was like Chris Senick was at junior or something like that, fell on our lap. So look, I'm gonna trust the process. It was an ugly game, some league game. I never like losing to the Nets ever. I don't care what kind of game. But I'm excited that basketball's on already.
Gentlemen, now that I'm out and about, I'm going to say my goodbyes. I want you to know Knicks in 5 and all that good stuff, like how Knicks be talking and all that stuff. Enjoy your day. Jay Chosen, good to see you. And glad talking with you, man. I'm going to listen on the drive and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to come in. I haven't been on a couple of weeks, and I love talking with you guys. So let's get it, you know what I mean? I'll talk to y'all guys later.
All right, brother.
Yeah, be safe driving, brother.
Be safe, bro.
You already.
You know. You know, like, I don't know, like, I kind of missed out on a little bit of what you were saying earlier, but did anybody else impress you? I did hear what N5. Can I call you 5? You're on mute.
Long as you don't call me a boy, long as you don't call me a boy band, we good.
We're boy.
I liked it, man. I just want to see the dance steps. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. No doubt. So I was hearing what 5 had to say, and Ron, you'll be 1, but I don't want to be 2 because you know what a number 2 is. All right. So anyway, I do think that, you know, searching for a guy or having another guy that distributes the ball. But I think that we have a couple of people that can handle the rock.
Oh no,
You
no,
know,
not the Knicks. Our team is fine. We're just talking about the summer league squad. The summer league doesn't have a ball handler.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it did look messy. It didn't look like there was people bringing up.
I shouldn't say that. They have a ball handler. They don't have an orchestrator. They don't have a playmaker. That's what they don't have. Because that kid, Akins, he could bring the rock up, and he was playing like some pesky defense, but he's not a playmaker. He didn't know how to set anybody up, get anybody open. That's why, and that's another reason why Diawara looks so bad, because he had to go out there and figure out a way to create his own shot. So some of these guys, that's not their forte. Okay, so
right.
That kid's a combo guard. He's definitely not a he's not a one. He's definitely not a two, and I mean he's not a true two. I don't know, but as you were saying, he's not a multiplier for sure. They had no real multiplier 100%. On their team.
Not at all. Let me say this real quick before I forget. Shoot, did I already forget? Back to what Jay was saying, because you're not the only one to say this, Jay. And I'm bringing this up, but there's more. Chris Senick Jr., for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He got drafted number 27.
Mm-hmm.
First round. Knicks didn't have.
No, I'm fully aware that it was first round. After I said his name, I remembered it was first round. But there was others in the second round.
No, I hear you. But the problem is, so this is, you got to understand the Knicks thought process, and I'm not saying I understand it because I can never know exactly what they're doing in their war room, but I'm assuming that they're trying to cover themselves just in case, right?
Mm-hmm.
The cover was Tyler Nickel, just in case we can't bring back Landry Shamet. In my opinion, some people may disagree, but we were fortunate enough to bring back Landry Shamet. So now Tyler Nickel becomes redundant. However, he does have great height, and that's what makes him interesting. And that's how they can still use him, because he's not like another 6'4" guy who can shoot that you got to, now we got Shamet back. What do we? No, he's a 6'7", 6'8" type of dude that has good height. Looks like he does good closeout defense. He's not the fastest. His footwork was, we're going to see how it develops, but But he was closing out on his defenders good and getting into their face, so that obstructed them from hitting their shots comfortably. And that's what you want, especially from a guy who has a little height. And then his movement around the court, he can get himself open to get a shot. And if you give him a little daylight, he can knock it down. So I just think that the Knicks chose to pick up guys that they thought they might need because they didn't know what else was going to happen. They picked up the Jack guy, who might have been, that's a guy you could say, well, he could help if somebody else doesn't come back, but he's more of a draft and stash guy. I don't think he's making the team, to be honest. I don't care what he does in the summer league. I just don't think they have room for him to make this team this year. We'll see. He's under the impression that he'll be here. I've seen this before with a guy from Europe that's like, yeah, I'm ready for the Knicks. Okay. So we'll see. But yeah, I just think that they did that, and they said, let's cover ourselves just in case. And maybe, since maybe instead of Tyler Nickel, they should have used that pick on a big. But maybe in the back of their mind, they're like, well, we know we got Cat. Little Birdie told us we might wind up with Drummond, because, these guys, they be knowing what they're going to do. Yep. And so they were like, you know what? If we'll see how it works. We'll try to sprinkle in our tallest guys to see if they can cover it, because the Knicks do go small a lot. If this doesn't work, then we'll make a trade and go get a big that we can use as a third that's serviceable. Because I will tell you this, and this is how I transition into D. Grant's question. Shout out to you, D. Grant. Good to see you, my brother. He says, Ron, any young centers, Knicks should go after. Jonas not going to sign. He looking for the bag. If that's the case, then I think the Knicks have to kind of just play it out and see what the best offer they can put out there that looks like it has some teeth. I honestly think the Knicks should overpay for that. I don't know.
I didn't see it anyway.
I don't know.
I gotta look that up.
I think the Knicks should overpay for somebody. And I've never been more sure that I feel this way than right now, because I think this is the best time to overpay and go get him. Now, this doesn't mean that the team wants to give him up, but if the team is even like at the crossroads, like, if they give us a good offer, we'll do it, but we don't want to do it. I think the Knicks should go out there and get Khalil Ware. I think he's going to cost you a first-round pick, a couple seconds.
And probably Deuce.
Maybe not. But I do it. I'm like, Khalil Ware's got the talent. I'm like, I'd go do it. Look, at this point, what are we doing? Go get somebody that you know is good, is young, has the talent, can shoot it, can play defense. Like, if they'll give him up, go do it. Like, this is a different argument than like the argument we had last year. Shout out to you, Jay, and other people who wanted like Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler, you got to give up a lot to get him. It was different.
I couldn't stop talking about that last year. You remember?
I know.
We need Walker Kessler.
But to me, like, I get it. Khalil Ware giving up a first-round pick in a couple seconds, and I'm doing it. Like, what are we talking about? He's worth
seriously.
that. So anyway, but whatever. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, I would rather give that up for somebody like him than, no offense, giving it up for Diabate or trying to get the other guy, Ryan. The K dude from the same team, from the Hornets. Like, Khalil Ware can ball. I put him on this Knick team.
Callahan.
Yeah. Put. That's the other thing. Like, the thing when you're thinking about a trade and using any assets to bring in anybody, don't just think about the value. Think about the value and what they're coming to. Because anybody that comes to this Knick team that can play with OG, Brunson, and Cat is just going to be even better. Everybody's numbers go up playing around these dudes, which is kind of part of the reason why I like to I want to focus on if these young guys get playing time this year, if Pacome gets it, if Diawara gets it, I want these guys to make their own lane and show who they are in the NBA. So that means I really want them to get a lot of time with the bench. I want them to be able to not depend on being wide open because Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns is on the floor. I want them to be able to show that they can, grow their game and get better in the NBA, because that's the only way you can sustain it. You know how many players leave a good system and go somewhere else and flame out because they're not a part of that system anymore?
Right.
Like, I was just watching a video, and we knew this already. Like, the average lifespan of an NBA player is 4 years. Right. And now I think it's maybe 4 to 5 years. But I mean, that's the key. Like, that's a rookie contract. And then after your rookie contract, you're out of here. It's rough. That's rough. So anyway, that's my little spiel about that.
That's true.
Unfortunately, we can't afford anybody. We can't even afford Khalil Ware.
Well, that's why I guess, because I think Khalil Ware is, what is he making?
Right?
That's why Deuce has to be.
8. Is he making 8 this year?
If he's making 8, if he is making 8, I think Deuce is making 4 something or something like that, right? I think a first round pick, I don't know. I think the value is like $2 million. I'm not sure. I got to check my what's my first round pick? First round.
Let me see something here.
First round NBA pick.
No, he's making 4. I think he's making 4 something because.
That's easy. You could do that easy.
Yeah, because he had an overall $20-something million contract.
I knew he was making $20.
4 or 5. So between, I guess, between $5 million, I'm assuming, right? Because it's 4 years, $20 million, a little over $20 million. So he's got to be making $5 million. So we probably
close
just have
to
to let
5.
go.
Yeah. So I mean, the Knicks could do that. Knicks could do that. That's why I think I'm honestly, guys, I don't even know what we're talking about here. Unless Milwaukee doesn't want to give him up, and that could be the case. But unless they don't want to give him up, I don't know what we're waiting for. This is like the opportunity to get him now before somebody else says, you know what, let's go get him. Because he's cheap when you think about it. As long as you got a first round pick and some seconds and you got the money to absorb whatever he's got, which is not a lot, you might have to throw in another player. But okay, you could throw in anybody that's decent. I don't know, man.
But that's the problem. Like, who, like, are they going to take? Maybe they take Pacome, but I don't know how much he's making. I don't, probably Tyler. After that, not getting rid of anybody else.
I know BKNY. I know we're not getting him because if I'm the Bucks, I'm not trading him. So that's the problem. Like, why would you trade a guy that you have for cheap that has that type of talent, and you just
Especially
lost, and you just lost, freaking Giannis. It would be nuts.
They need a point guard, though. They do need a point guard.
Yeah. Well,
the Bucks
then again,
no
this Deuce. Hold on one second, guys. Let me switch this up for y'all because we got some people backstage. Let me bring them up here. Oh,
well, then that would be Deuce and Kolek in a trade to make up some money plus a couple picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
For where? I'm doing it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you look at Ware's numbers, his 3-point shooting, his blocks, and the fact that he's skilled and can move with his height. He's worth it. But whatever. I'm gonna move on. It's a pipe dream right now because no one says the Bucks is giving him up, and if I'm the Bucks, I'm definitely not giving him up. So,
but they do have a wealth of centers over there. Let's not forget they still have Miles Turner. They still have all this other stuff. So, that contract's going to be very hard to get off of.
And Shaw said it right. They don't want the Knicks to have him. You're right, because you give the Knicks Khalil Ware with what we got already.
Yeah. But I said that too before, especially to us. Like, no way that they would want to do that. And I'm sure there's people that have better options to trade for right now.
Yeah.
But
we'll see what happens. I honestly think the Knicks are going to let this play out. And even if it's true what was said in the chat about Valanciunas, if Valanciunas does want the money, I think the Knicks let it play out. I think they go with 2 centers and maybe they bring in one of these kids from the summer league just to have a big body. And I don't think they use them unless they have to, like foul trouble or somebody's hurt or something. And I think they just try to use, Cat and Drummond and go small and see how it plays out until they have to make a move. That's what I think they'll do, but we'll see what happens. That could be wrong. I just don't think there's anybody out there that's right now that's on the open market that's worth the Knicks trying to bring in money wise, because we don't have a lot of money and the Knicks still want to keep some flexibility. If Valanciunas wants to take the minimum, okay, that's one thing. But if he don't, I don't know if there's anybody else that really, like, you don't just want to go spend your money on somebody and they're not going to really play. Even if it's good for flexibility, if you're not going to play him, when you know you're cash strapped and don't have a lot of money, you'd rather just hold on to the money until you need to use it. But, that's just my opinion. We'll see. Shout out to Corey Lee in the building. What up, Corey?
What's good? What's good, Ron? What's good, fellas?
Chilling, brother. How
Good
you?
afternoon, sir.
Shout out to Sharif in the building. What up, Sharif?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments up here. I was just listening, and yeah, you're quite right. But what I've heard is that Kyle will get the opportunity to play today against San Antonio. And I guess the agreement and sign off from Berlin was complete.
Yeah.
And then he made his way to Vegas. So Kyle is a ball handler first, and then he grew to his height that he was. So I guess he has more to grow, but he's still gonna be able to deliver good passes. And I think it was an atrocious point guard play in our first summer league game. So having Kyle come right in today, you should see a closer game with teams coming up ahead.
I hope that is the case. Because they need somebody to help set these guys up. I don't necessarily know so much about his passing ability. I mean, he can pass, but like how good he is at reading the floor and passing guys open, I don't know too much about that. When I was watching his highlights, it kind of focused more on his shooting and his bad shot making and stuff like that. So we'll see what he can do and how it looks out there. And maybe we were a little premature. Maybe the lights were a little too big yesterday for that guy that I mentioned. I forgot his name already. My memory's trash. Maybe that guy has a better game today.
Me too, bro. Me too.
Akins. Maybe he has a better game today. We'll see. I don't know. It didn't look great yesterday.
He was just signed like maybe 6 days ago. I'll ask the AI just to be certain, but he was just signed. He was just signed. So
yeah.
You're talking about a guy who, and I think they signed him because Kolick said a week and a half ago, "I'm just chilling, bro. I don't have to prove myself anymore." And shout out to Kolick knowing talent.
No, it's true. He really doesn't. Like at a certain point, that's it. These young guys, like even we're a little surprised. I was a little surprised, even though technically it's usually 2 years. I was surprised that even Mo was there.
I really was, because he got signed for 4 years and money, and the whole thing was getting injured in summer league or whatever you could do.
Yeah, you don't really want that.
I don't want them out there.
That's a good point. Good point, Jay. You don't want that. That's true. Especially now when you don't really have a true backup to OG. You don't know who that is yet. And Mo is pretty much fighting for that spot because we didn't bring back Sohan. Look. Someone said it the other day, I don't know if it was on our show or somebody else's show, that I wouldn't be surprised if Mo plays the first game and you don't see him again. Like, I mean, you never know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And shout out to Ricardo. Oh, my bad.
I wanted just to make note. What I find interesting is that the latest reports is that Pacome Dadiet was drafted by us when he was 18. I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, we had him when he was super young. Yeah.
So now they said this kid is growing inches, but not only him. I forgot the young small forward who's going to be on our team, who we signed a couple of weeks ago.
You talking about Diawara?
Yeah, Mo.
Yeah, Mo. Yeah.
These guys are coming in inches taller in their young growth. So we're talking, if Diawara is going to grow from 6'9", then maybe Leon Rose knows he has his 6'10", he's 6'11" guy. Now Pacome Dadiet, they said he's grown indefinite, even taller than Diawara. So Pacome is like growing on us, which is good because that's a big small forward, and he's able to take 2 dribbles and get to the rim and such and so forth. So yeah.
Not only, and the thing about Pacome is, which is a little different from Diawara, is Pacome's starting to fill out a little bit too. So, and he's still young, so you don't know exactly what his body is going to be, but who knows? I mean, by the time he's 22, 23, he could be a power forward body, like for real, because he looks like he's starting to get bigger, and
that's a baby ban if you have Diawara, because he's already blocking shots at 6'9". If this kid grows to 6'11", that's a bam out of bio.
If he does continue to grow, but even if he doesn't grow, like you see how disruptive a guy like OG is at 6'8", 6'9", playing all different positions. Diawara just has to lock in and continue to learn defense behind great defenders that he's mixed up with, and learn the tendencies. That the one thing that I've always said, we do focus on offense a lot when it comes to like growth, but really when it comes to the defensive side, it's just about playing and being out there learning guys' tendencies, because that's how you stop guys. It's so hard to think, I don't care how good you are as a defender, to go out there and play a different team every night, play different stars or different players that can shoot it. You got to learn how to play these guys and understand their tendencies. That's how, like, if you listen to Mikal Bridges, who does a great job of explaining it, he knows what all these guys like to do. He studies them. And that's why he's able to play good defense. Sometimes he'll get cooked a little bit, but then he has his moments where he'll get right back at them because you cooked me. Okay, I see what you want to do tonight. Now I'll make my adjustment. And that's the best way to learn how to play good defense. You have to study these guys and learn their tendencies. So and a guy like Diawara and even Pac Home, they just haven't had enough time to study or learn anything.
But a lot of that also too. You gotta think a lot of that effort.
Right.
You gotta have the want, the effort, and understand game speed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So,
That's fact.
Let me just read. I got some super chats. Let me get to these real quick before we continue. But I also want to say shout out to Knicks Nation 112 where the players dwell. I see you. Appreciate you. L, damn it, is in the building. What up, L? Good to see you. You know what it is.
Gotta get my pews in too. All right, good.
Shout out to Frankie in the building. Good day. What up, Frankie? And Knicks 1974 with the chemistry between Alvarado, Shaman, and Clarkson. I only see Diawara getting minutes if needed, in my opinion. The only thing that may be different is because we didn't bring back Sohan, and we don't really have a backup power forward. Diawara might get thrown into the mix. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out, brother. All right, let me get to these super chats. You know what it is. Shout out to Paris Duggar. They need a point guard. Thought Diawara would play like a point guard, so I was disappointed with him looking for his shot first. Dadiet looks okay. He has no game plan though. That okay. So I kind of understand what Parrish is saying, and this is why I said I was happy with Diawara, but then I was still a little. I'm still watching. Okay, I don't know. I don't want anybody to take that as like I'm hating on on Pac Home. I was watching and I saw some good things, but I'm just watching right now because I need Pac Home to just put it together. Pac Home, the way Pac Home moves, honestly, I would think he'd be smoother. Like his game looks like it could be smooth. Like this dude could be like, like a finessey, graceful type dude. He's got good speed. He was, I like to go back to what people's MOs is. If you know Pacom Dadiet, and some people may not be, like even Sharif said, he didn't know we drafted him so young. Pacom Dadiet is known for being a great cutter. Do you notice the Knicks using him as a fantastic cutter when he's out there? No, they do not. And that is what we need to do. We need to use guys. This guy's like a Swiss Army knife. He can do a lot of different things. He was a fantastic cutter overseas. Like that was what he was known for. Why not incorporate that into our game here and use this guy as a slasher? Because the great thing about him is he can move around, slash, and if you overcommit to him on the baseline or in the paint, then he can start to set you up outside. And we already know he can shoot the rock. He's a little streaky, but once he gets going, he can knock it down. We're never going to forget. This is why we got to take these little tidbits and work with it. When they tell you that when we're playing in practice, Pacom is the best three-point shooter, you got to keep that in your mind. So that means something. So that's all I'm saying, man. We got to watch. We got to watch. All right, next up. Shout out to Paris Duggar once again. Thank you for the generous super chat. Said Mitch was great, but it was time. Dadiet Deuce next. Okay, I see you. Yes, I think you try to clean up the weight that's not really moving. I see you. But we'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens. Shout out to David Smith. Thank you for the generous super chat. Said, who should Knicks sign for the last roster spot? I hope it's a center such as Jonas Valanciunas. If he chooses Europe, then who? Nick Richards. I don't know. Listen, my whole thing about Nick Richards, I never forget. See, here's the thing about me. I'm not tooting my own horn. This is actually a weird thing about me. I have a selective memory. It's revisionist. I remember what I want to remember. And one of the weird things I remember is that when someone put Nick Richards stats side to side with Precious Achua, they were similar. They were almost the same. Like, this is supposed to be my center, and him and Precious have the same stats? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I get it. Nick Richards, for what he can do, yes, but I don't know. Like, if we had Nick Richards on the team, I still play Drummond over him. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I would still put Drummond above him.
100%.
Yeah. So I like.
100%.
So it is what it is, folks. Let me see. Shout out to Paris Duggan. Thank you once again. He says smart spending is imperative now for flexibility, which is key. And so let me just look. Let me Google it right here. New York Knicks current roster. Let's see what it looks like. Man, I hate doing this. I wish there was just a reliable site, because sometimes I'll be going to ESPN and they be having weird dudes. I'll see like Alonzo Trier or somebody. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did that the other day, and I saw like I'm not joking, somebody from like the 90s. I was like, what? This guy's not
dude is crazy. All right, I'm not even gonna put this on the screen. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3. And I'm only looking at the people who actually have a salary next to their name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And Josh Hart is making some good money. 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, looks like we got 14 people right now. So it is one last spot. And, I feel a little iffy about that, guys, because I don't know if I told you this last week. I think I did. I don't really think the Knicks like to use all 15 spots. I think they like to have one spot available so that they can be a little flexible. But we'll see. Like if Jonas presents himself, I think they'll definitely give Jonas the spot. But honestly, I think if Jonas does want more money, I think the Knicks they're just going to chill and let things play out and see where it goes before they make a move. We got some time to let it play out. We'll see. Let me get to this last super chat. Thank you once again. Parrish says Knicks will sign the best center free agent from Summer League. That's actually smart. That's an interesting idea. Because the thing is, if you can see, the good thing about that is if you can sign somebody from Summer League, you don't actually have to have him on the roster. They could spend a lot of time in the G League because most likely it'll be a young person, right? So it's interesting. But I'm wondering who the two-way contracts went to, because I think the Knicks have used 2 of them already. Someone said that the other day. I have to verify that. Let me see if I can pull that up. Knicks 2-way contracts. So now this just shows me last year. Last year was Dylan Jones, Kevin McCullough Jr., and Trey Jemison. Oh, that's another thing. Trey Jemison. We haven't brought him back. Ugh. Unless they bring him back on a 2-way.
I like him.
I mean, he's not. I mean, as a third string, he's not bad. He's undersized, but he plays as a big man at least.
He does. Back to the basket, hand in the air. He definitely does.
It's tricky. I don't know.
So what I need to find is I need to find the updated, regulated height and weight, because if I'm hearing the measurables for Dadiet and Diawara were inches taller for both of them and body mass, that means you're going to get a new set of data for the listings in height and weight. So if that's the case, good, they're growing. And that may, like I said earlier, I don't need to look for a center. Pacome is listed at 6'9", 210. And then you have Diawara at 6'9", 225. If they have grown, like they're saying in Vegas, why am I looking for a center?
Because not everybody plays center. Not just hold a second. Listen me out. Hit me out, Sharif, real quick. Because listen, not every, you got a center is a skill. It's not a height.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got 6'11" wings. You got 6'11" guards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have 5'8" centers. Just, they have 5'8" centers, but that's a person who can play with their back to the basket, who primary rebounds, shot blockers. And that is a skill that you develop
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After playing for a while, if that's not in
Right.
Diawara's game nor Combs' game, we can't just okay, because I know you just became 6'11". I'm gonna just throw you out there and play you at center. You know what I mean? Or back
Right.
up somebody.
Right. Right. Right.
100%.
Right.
That's
100%. And
that's
to
the truth.
add to that, I'm sorry, Ron. To
Oh
add
no,
to
no, no, that
that,
was it.
and that's perfect. What my brother Lee said. Um, Listen. Not only that, but no matter what they bulked up to, you're talking about young people who just bulked up playing against people who have played this one position their whole life, which was center. And we're gonna go into a championship, let's say, or going into any place where, let's say, it's Walker Kessler, or it's the Joker, or it's Embiid, or somebody else. They're going to lean on this small dude comparably to him. You understand? No matter how big he gets or how tall he gets, he's going to have to take a long time to learn how to post underneath, how to rim protect, how to do all these different things. Durant is almost 7 feet. No way he could ever be a center. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I see them more in that light, with a lot of hope that that is what they turn out to be, more like that. But yeah, definitely, height doesn't equal position. You know what I mean? Not always. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I mean, they get a lot of pounds on them, and they work with them. It'll still take a year and a half, a year or more, to get them to really be decent centers.
This is true.
You're right. Yeah.
The other thing about Valanciunas. So here's the thing. So I'm wondering, because I know someone said, about Valanciunas wanting the money, right? But my whole thing is Valanciunas was bought out, or is, so he's already getting paid. He's still getting paid for his year or whatever with his current team. So the money, he's still getting money. Usually those guys, it's not about money because they're already still getting paid the money they were owed, right? And then over Valanciunas's 14-year career, he's made $156 million. His current net worth, they say, is around 35 mil, whatever that means. I don't know if that's investments or they can see current holdings. I don't think he really needs the money and I think if you have an opportunity to come to the Knicks and possibly win a championship, I think he's got that on his radar. So I don't know about that. I think Valanciunas is still in play, but we'll see.
Yeah, I got.
Hold on a second, fellas, because I have to ask this question amongst y'all, and with all due respect, because we all have opinions, but I don't see the love affair that you all have with Jonas and Valanciunas. I mean, I see that he's 6'11", 6'7" foot. He can stretch the floor, But the thing that we're gonna need, and this is what I was trying to get to, N5, and I don't know if you read in the comments when you all were on the Queen show, was that, and this is not about Mitchell Robinson. This is about what we lost. You understand what I'm saying? And the fact that we lost rim protection, somebody who shot blocking, and this is what we need, because this is when he was on the court, we could extend leads or overcome being knocked down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, because we have a gaping hole in that defense. And as much as, I see y'all upsiding selling my man from Mount Vernon, until he shows me something, you know what I'm saying? I'm still not gonna feel that, you know. And I'm wondering, like, because I mean, we talk about the offense, the offense, the offense. Great, this guy's gonna do that, you know. When we lost Mitchell Robinson, and when the offense wasn't that dang on good, You know what I'm saying? We still, our defense pulled it out. You know, and I understand Cat played phenomenal in the playoffs when it comes to defense. But we're talking about 82 games, gentlemen. And in 82 games, you know what I'm saying? Some of the games, what, Mitch played 63 of them. That was 63 games of phenomenal decent defense. You know what I'm saying? So
For
what are we
15
going to,
minutes.
it doesn't matter if it was 15. I wouldn't care if it was for 25 seconds, but it still was
That's
what it
what it
was.
was.
I mean, listen, everybody keeps throwing that out there. That's a narrative. That man could have played that. The coach decided not to.
We don't know that's a coach.
Bro, stop it. Stop it. Stop
We
it.
don't know it's a coach. How do you
Okay,
know his agent
okay,
didn't
okay.
tell him
I'll tell you.
don't do
First of all,
that? That way
on
he
top.
can
I'm
save
saying,
for
come
the
on, don't do
bag.
that because I was in the middle of speaking,
Hold on,
and
I'm not yelling at you, bro. I'm not yelling
I
at
don't
you, and
interrupt
I
y'all.
wasn't trying to cut you off either. I was just
But
adding
you,
something to you doing,
no,
bro.
but you, I was in the middle and you threw something out there in that attitude. So, and we good though.
With the attitude, I got you, bro. No doubt.
And there ain't no
Go ahead,
attitude, but I'm
go
just
ahead,
saying.
go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm done.
My point I'm trying to get to you all is that it's what we need and it's what we've had, and that's what actually helped. I mean, part of what helped us get there, you know. And you know, that's the thing that I'm looking for. That's the thing that I'm hoping that we get, not what we had, because we can never replace what we had, but we need some semblance of it. We need some sense of it, because if not, it's going to be a layup line to the rim.
Right. Well, let me tell you this, C. Lee, because I hear what you're saying, and don't get me wrong. I'm saying what I'm saying about Jonas because that seems to be what's in the air. Like that's where we're thinking. Do I think that we would run into serious problems having Drummond and Jonas Valanciunas as backup centers? Yes. But, so this is the but. This is the thing that I want us all to understand. And I'm not 100% sure of this, but I kind of feel like this is the case. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is the case. The Knicks are a team, at least with this coaching staff, that is willing to make adjustments, and they will make adjustments. They made a huge adjustments to their whole offense, you know, when they decided to play through Cat and have him facilitating. They also made adjustments on defense. Like they still use the drop coverage here and there, but they changed up things and how they were playing defense. I wouldn't be surprised if they say, we know what Drummond is. We know what Jonas is. We can't use these guys the way we used Mitch. We can't have guys continuing to rotate. And if OG's guarding somebody, have Mitch rotate, pick him up. If the guy switches, Mitch picks up the next switch. You can't do that. I don't think you could do that with Drummond and Valanciunas. So I think what the Knicks are going to do is figure out the way they'll have their defense so that the switching happens up top and maybe from the wings if they have to switch, or they choose not to, but they funnel to the middle. Old school, funnel to the center. And I'm not saying that when you're funneling, you're expecting these guys to be rim protectors, but the bottom line is they're still 7-footers. You know, they come into the rim, you got a 7-footer standing in front of you. You stick your hands up, that's all you can do. You can't block every shot, but if you could stand there and stick your hands up, you're gonna affect people. I think that's gonna have to be how the Knicks use these guys. They can run that switching defense and do what they've been doing that Cat is familiar with Cat. But when these two dudes come in the game, especially Jonas being older, not fast-footed, you know, Drummond definitely not fast-footed. They have to figure out other ways. You can't have Drummond switching on the guard, playing the shooting guard, or picking up the point guard. You don't want that. Like they gotta have to figure out a way to play a different style of defense to use these guys to their best. So, yeah, that's the thing. More team defense, but a different style of team defense. You can't play the same defense you were playing before. And I do think that the Knicks have enough good defenders on this team that they can switch up their defensive style and still be effective. I mean, we were a top 10 defense playing drop coverage on the Tibbs at one point. They just have to find the way to use whoever they got out there to the best of their ability. But I do agree with you. The current way, C. Lee, if they were trying to play the same way they played last year, we're gonna get cooked. In certain points, we're gonna get smoked. Them guards are gonna eat us up. But I hope they figure out a way to do that. I think this is the coaching staff. They got the whole offseason to understand that they know they got to have to make some changes. Even just bringing in Drummond, I'm sure Mike Brown already knows I got to do some things a little different here. That's it.
So I wanted to hear what you had to say because I'm not going to interrupt you. I wanted to exactly hear what you had to, you know what I'm saying? And anybody else who wants to add in, chime into that because, you know, I mean, I'm glad you answered it, but I was also trying to say that to my man, you know, formerly Knicks Nation. Now he's N5, which I don't understand. What's it, Nike fives?
Right.
It's just a comment just saying that, you know what I mean, as we say, Knicks in 5. So it's the same thing.
No, dog. I was being a smart ass. That's all.
No, I know, but you know,
one second, Nick Nation. Before you say anything, another thing I want to say is that I do know that the other thing is a lot of people are thinking, "Hey, Ron, we know these guys are not going to be great defensively, but we're expecting that their offensive talent will allow us to be able to outscore and make it tougher for the defense. So yes, we're going to give up points, but they won't be able to stop us either." And I get that, but we already know that the Knicks kind of tried to do that at some points last year. They tried to outscore people, but you ain't winning if you ain't playing defense. You got to figure out a way to play defense. It's just how it is. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Nick Nation.
Yeah, no, but Core, if you recall anything that I've said, it's really been in alignment with everything that you said. I'm a huge Mitchell Robinson fan. You know, when he was here, I've talked about that. He's one of the, I think it's only maybe I've only really right now see 2 in the league that can D on the point of perimeter between him and Wemby. You know, we know this.
No,
guy,
I mean, I'm gonna cut you off, but the kids that we were going after, the Eves, Missies, and what's the other young man? I think it's what Charlotte has.
Diabate.
Yeah,
Diabate.
The other dude.
No. See, listen, this is not like again. I'm trying to preface this. This is not about Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the style of play that how we employed him. We can't employ these guys that we have right now. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, how we're gonna. I'm just trying to. I'm missing how we're gonna like you like what's gonna happen. I honestly feel like there's gonna be like a hole in this giant defense. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, no, your sentiments and my, you know what I mean, and mine are in line with that. I said the same thing. I said the only way that I see this as being, you know, a lot more successful in that sense is if Drummond loses. Remember, I said if he loses between 20 to 25 pounds and becomes the Drummond of old. The Drummond of old was a savage when it came to that, and he had a lot more range. But this new Drummond in the last, say, 4 or 5 years, no, that's not the same guy. That Drummond, if you go back and look at old tape on Drummond, Drummond was a beast on that what's named, and he could block shots. You couldn't just come to the rim like that because you just couldn't go past him like that. He was the guy. That's when he was ripping rebounds, and you know what I mean? And he was a much more of a dominant force on the inside. When he caught that ball and make that catch, that was it. He was pushing guys into the, you know what I mean, up under the basket and destroying them. But that's not the same guy who, you know, who we are getting right now. And to me, it's the weight. If you look at him and look at his physical size back then, he was a lot leaner, a lot stronger, and he had a lot more mobility. Now he really doesn't have that. He's not the same guy. So I've been looking for nothing but the same thing. A defensive center who has range in that sense like that. Because make no mistake, when you are still guarding the pick and roll period in any kind of setting, that is still of a setting at that high, at that point of the key, you're still doing a drop coverage. That's just the way that works. Like it's too hard to defend otherwise without what's name it. Was Mitchell Robinson probably one of the top three in defensively in drop coverage? Absolutely. Will we miss that? Absolutely. How we work around that, I'm not so sure at that point because you know what I mean? Like his intricate minutes that he did have. So now you're looking at second tier players who they're second tier players. They're in their, what's name is why? Because sometimes their defense is still second tier as well. And when their defense is sometimes second tier, yeah, that's where guys are getting blow-bys and this and that. And that's where you rely on a center who can then say, here, this is something that I can protect or make up ground with. Mitch made up a lot of ground in certain areas. You know what I mean? We can argue to death how well Cat played, but Cat does not have the range of defense anywhere close to what Mitchell Robinson had. Period. Point blank. This is not my point of opinion. These are factual things here. This is not what's the name. You know, are we going to miss that? Yeah, but we do have a great defensive coordinator who sometimes can figure these things out. So it's his job to come up with some kind of scheme or some kind of plan to figure some of this out. We still do run that defensive funnel point where the strength of us is, you know what I mean, like this. And then we force to the point of outside. Can we change up those defensive principles when certain players come in? Perhaps. It remains the point to be seen. But usually once you have a defensive principle, you kind of work off that. You change a little bit of other things here and there. You know what I mean? Or if a player is that great, that where you then all of a sudden you got to switch up things or make somebody say some points of responsibilities. But right now, it's remained to be seen, Corey. And I kind of get where you are coming from because you saw the value in what that defensive acumen and decision making and quarterbacking, called for. We will miss that. Make no mistake, because it wasn't just, you know what I mean, as far as Mitchell Robinson, as far as, just the person and what's names. There was a lot of thought and theory behind what things how Mitch did, and how he knew his players and where the balls comes off at. Or if a particular guy, this guy maybe, you know what I mean, understanding that Brunson isn't so well at covering what's name this, or Josh Hart, maybe he makes this what's name. Mitch was not a guy who we just simply think that was in tune to what was going on. He kind of really was in that sense. We have to find somebody else who can sometime either create it in a different way or as hungry and figure it out, point blank.
I agree with that. Another thing too, look, Karl Anthony Towns played great defense in the playoffs. Fantastic. Actually, he started to play really good defense from the second half of the season, but also really good offense too. But in the playoffs, he played fantastic defense. But he bought in and he sold out for the team. What I'm trying to say is, when we start an 82-game season, which is fair, I ain't gonna lie to you. I see where this is going. I don't expect Cat to do that every night, because Cat can't do both at a high level, right? And this is not a knock on Cat. This is this is something that you have to deal with a lot of players. It's not easy to use all your energy to move around, be quick-footed. Knowing that Cat is slower-footed, he has to actually move and get to certain spots and focus on the stuff defensively. That takes away from your energy and effort level offensively. That's why, have you noticed how many games when you've seen Cat play really good defense, I mean like really good defense, he has a great offensive game? He's tired. You don't see too much of it because he expends a lot of energy on both ends, no matter what you're getting. If you're getting great Cat on the offensive end, you see him driving to the basket, dunking on people. We already said Cat's slow-footed, but you see how quick he looks when he's driving to the basket, getting past people, then setting himself up for threes once he's doing that. That takes a lot of energy. So when the season starts again, don't be expecting Cat to play that same level of defense he played in the playoffs all throughout the 82 games. He's going to have his moments, but he's going to also want to get it offensively. So that means we do have to figure something out, and somebody else got to step up, because we also need Cat to score. It's one thing what Cat decided to do in the playoffs, But remember, Cat had to help us get to the playoffs. And for that to happen, we needed his scoring. We needed him to take over some games when Brunson didn't have it. We need that stuff. So I'm just saying it's a work in progress. There's a lot of question marks. I see where Corey's going with it, and he's right to say that the Knicks have to do some things and some thought process. And I'm going to say it once again. This is not my ideal, right? I'm cool with Drummond. I don't know about Drummond, Cat, and Valanciunas. I need one of these guys to be quick-footed. And I need somebody to be able to move around. I need one guy at least. So if they could get somebody, Khalil Ware, Diabate, the kid with the K, Ryan Kalkbrenner, I don't care. Just give me one of these dudes. Just one.
And because you know what sticks in my mind, and the reason why I brought this up, we would have not won this game if won the championship in 5 because we were down by 30 points. And how did we win this game? Stops.
Mm-hmm.
Stops.
Mm-hmm.
Stops. In 20 minutes, 15 minutes, stops. He stops. You know, for all the people who want to make fun of somebody and talk bad about it, those 15, 20 minutes within that game, making them stops was important, vital, because Cat was out the game. The whistles blew him out the game. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand how vital Cat is to the people who think I don't like Cat. Cat is very key. But what happens when the referees take him out and they don't let Cat play his game? You all? So as much as you think it's all about Mitch and I'm a Mitch lover, you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about the team.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? No, I just want to answer some of the comments. And normally I don't pay attention to the comments. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know how important the name is that's on the front and not in the back.
100%.
That's
100%.
And also too, but if I know a particular player brings a skill set that is very, very vital and very, very needed because it got us to where we needed to be, which we ain't been in how long? 53 years.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves and we walk around here with the big ass heads like you know what I'm saying, oh, it's gonna be easy to do this game. This is not easy. There's not been a repeat champion now in over 8 seasons?
Yeah.
9 seasons, y'all. So let's take this seriously. You know what I mean? Because the teams that pussyfooted around and BS their way the next season, they was at home, sitting there, healing. Because they gave one player the max. You understand what I'm saying? So think about that.
Yep.
While y'all over there talking about Cat lovers and OG lovers, and Leon and I do trust.
Yeah, we all know the deal, Cole. I mean, it's one or two guys, the David Smiths, where he feels he needs to push one player down in order to elevate another player. That's not what this is. You know what I mean? And that's childish. It's a childish approach. It's immature. It shows your lack of basketball knowledge. It shows your lack of point of not understanding the point of the game. There is never a point of a need where the point of the word is team, period. So why push down what one player has contributed to a championship, to say that, oh, this player here was the greatest player. That greatest player of yours, you know what I mean? He played solid defense in that game 5, but he also had 2 points. You're the same guy who wants to clown about Brunson, who all of a sudden had 45 points in that game, but to you, he's the worst guard, period, that ever played the game. So when you come on here with your comments and your mentions, we all laugh at you in that sense, is because we know that you can't be playing with a full deck because you have no clue about basketball. When you only want to keep singling out one player, it shows that something is wrong with you, and whatever spectrum that you're on, please get some more or get another opinion because you have some real issues. But hey, it is what it is. And I apologize, Ron, for coming out of character, but this is what we see on a consistent basis with this guy. Come on, man, be better than that. We've won a championship. You still feel a need to only see that one player won that championship? Come on now, be better than that. That's crazy work.
I just think that we need to understand that this team, while it may look the same, may not play the same because they have to make adjustments. They may not have all the answers this year, but they're going to have to find that out as they play, which is one of the things that I'm happy that Mike Brown does. And even the players were saying, like, he tries something and he lets it play out. And then if it don't work, he'll switch it up, but he'll give it time, which in fairness is the same thing that Tibbs would do, but Tibbs don't move away from it. I'm gonna try this out and I'm gonna go with it. And then if it's not working, I'm gonna double down. So, but just, the ability to say, let me, and because last year, remember when Brown got here, he was messing around with different lineups, playing guys weird minutes just to see what was out there. He saw it wasn't working. He had to change things up with Jordan Clarkson and stuff like that. And then now that we've won the championship, you saw him on the Roommates podcast. He even admitted that certain times he did certain things and guys came to him and said, no, this ain't going to work. And so he had to listen because he got to, hey, this is the players I need to do it. And if they're telling me it's not going to work, then what am I doing it for? It ain't going to give me what I think it's going to give me. So he had to switch things up and he was willing to listen. So what I'm saying is this year, there's going to be a lot of that again. He's going to have to figure it out. The Knicks going to go out there and play. And don't get, this always happens. Don't get thrown off by what happens in the first month of the season. The first month of the season is fugazi. Everybody can come out a certain way. Some teams will come out, they can win 15-0, could go 15-0. Or you might see a team that's really good lose like 6 or 7 games. You're like, what? First month is garbage. Don't pay attention to that. It's that second month when teams start to lock in. That's when you start to see teams figuring out what they got to do right, what they've been doing wrong, and all that stuff. So I just want to throw that out there. We're not there yet, but it's going to be here before you know it. But yeah, man,
it's like our first quarter of our games usually.
Right, and that's another thing. The Knicks going to have to figure out, and I'm sure that's going to be something that Mike Brown and the coaching staff works on. Like, how can we get out to better starts? We can't keep going down versus teams because it's either they come out and they play great first quarter and they blow a team out, right? And it's easy, or they have this situation where they play a team that actually comes out, hits them with the fire. We go down in the first quarter and they got to fight back the whole rest of the game. They can still win, but it's a bad pattern. So how can we break that? Although I will say, I'd much rather have that pattern than the patterns we used to have where we would get smacked in the third quarters or not be able to do anything in the fourth quarters. We're much better in the second half, so I'm liking that. We just got to learn how to play 4 quarters of good basketball. And I do think that this year we might win some games just off our swagger alone because we champions. They feel so good about themselves. They just go out there and play ball. Like they're just having fun. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But anyway,
I'm telling you, OG is going to have the best season he's ever had. Ever.
I don't doubt it. When you said that, I heard you when you said that on Knicks Real Talk. I believe that. I could see that. Yeah. I could see that happening. All right.
Well, but I also agree. Sorry to interrupt. I also agree with C. Lee on the fact that we are missing a spot. We are missing a player. I am not. I know basketball very well, and I do understand that the hole that is left by a person that was not only a rim protector and a great defender, but also very vocal. Telling the people, I've seen him literally grab people by their jersey and put them in places. You got to be over here, be able to get to the 3-point line and back to the rim for that block or for whatever reason for the rebound. Very important. I wasn't diminishing the importance of how important that is. I will say that I do believe at 32, only 32 years old, and for who he was, you're talking about a man that has been playing behind somebody now for a handful of years. When that's how I feel right now. Right now, that's exactly how I feel. The Drummond of old was one of, if not the best rebounder I've seen in the game in a long time. Man averaged 16, 15.6, 4 times, 5 times, double digits, 12 times. He has to lose weight. He will lose weight. They didn't bring him over here to be that guy that was behind other guys for the last couple of years. He's going to have to get on a regimen. He's going to have to learn the system. He's going to have to change up. And I really feel like if he's from New York and he always wanted to be a Knick, and he played great, and he played great rebound. He has great rebounding skills. He's a big boy, knows how to set a pick. He's a professional, by far professional, and a vet. I think you're going to get a lot out of him. Saying that, I think we need an additional big man, not a young big man who's kind of light in the backside. Like, you want somebody who could move and play defense, whether or not they play offense or not. And that I don't disagree with any of that stuff. So that's who they should be looking for. They should be looking for a guy who could play, who's a defender. And yes, let's not forget that at one point last year we were tops in scoring and whatever. Our defense was mid-range for most of the whole, let's say first half. And then I think that we traded in how much we scored by concentrating on our defense, which then rose our defense level up, not only on the court, but in the league, period. Till eventually we were first in both at the end. And we had to sacrifice some of that run and gun offense to be defenders until they were able to do both. So, I don't think it's going to be Mo Diawara right off the top. I don't think it's going to be these guys. I do think we still need another guy, but and I think the 6'9", that I know you need a 6'11" at least guy over here who plays some defense and gets back on defense and does all that. So I'm in agreement with all that, and rim protecting and all that.
So the thing about Andre Drummond is that he has shown that he is a winner with regards to his ability to play basketball. He does what he needs to do at his position to show value, right? He's worth the investment is what I'm basically trying to say. You saw how Jay was talking about what the guy has done. I mean, look at his numbers when he was young in Detroit. Look at the 13 and 13, 13 and 13, 16 and 14, 13 and 13, 15 and 16, 17 and 15, 17 and 15. That's elite level rebounding and scoring and rebounding from his position. And at that time, he was also a better defender, obviously closer to 2 blocks in certain moments. But the thing about him that I will give him credit for that I like is obviously he's been in the league 14 years, over time. Oh, I mean, not 14. I mean, more than that. I mean, or less than that. Let me see. 2.
No, 14. I believe 14. It's 14 because the way they described him is that he is the only second highest rebounder with LeBron having 500 more, but 7+ years more than he has on the court.
Yeah,
Only 500 more rebounds.
Right. Correct.
But
Yeah,
7+ years.
Yeah.
So,
So 14 years. But the thing about him, like I said, this is why I like Drummond, and for this role, is the guy could have just, look at these numbers. Anybody else, you don't forget the extra years. Just take the double years, the last one being 2021, and start at 2013. That's a career for people. You look at that and you're like, damn, this guy had a great little career. That was nice. But he still continues to play. And he could have said, hey, I know I don't move as fast as I used to. I've gained weight. I'll just go out there, score my little points, get some rebound. No, he didn't want to do that. He said, you know what? I don't shoot great. Let me work on my shooting now. I can't play the defense that I could, but maybe I can give these guys something else. And then he became a better shooter. And like that, to me, that's the type of thing I like to see from somebody. That's the type of thing that I like to say, you know what, this guy cares about the game and wants to be better, as best as he can be out there. So I'm happy with Drummond. Like I said, he's not a Mitch replacement. He is Andre Drummond. He's somebody different. And we just got to learn how to use him to the best of his ability and take advantage of the skill set that he gives us.
Right.
And we'll go from there. But I just want to throw that out there because I know we say it, but it's nice for people to see it too, because I don't think everybody gets it. Like, some of these guys have been really damn good. They're a little older now, but beastie at certain points in their career. And Drummond was definitely a monster. All right.
And 32 years old. Like, he's not a relic. He's not 38. I know he feels like he's been there for ever and ever and ever. But 32 years old. You know what I mean? Like, and we supposedly have the best of everything over here in the Knicks. Right? Dietitians, medical staff, this, that, and the third. So him coming home, I expect a lot out of him. You're going to see, I believe he's going to average a double-double. We'll see. That's what I believe.
I mean,
he'll
know.
average double digits in rebounds. I'm gonna put that on the table.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
I'm not doubting that he could do it, Jay. I'm just saying, right. I don't know if he can do it, because remember, rebounds means we're missing, and we're a good team. I don't know if he's going to have as many opportunities to get 10 rebounds, because
I hear that.
That's what I
respect that. Yeah, I respect that.
Jay, I promise you this. If he averages a double-double, I promise you I will be home this time next year, and I will take you out to, I'd say, Peter Luger's for dinner. You can do that for us.
If you put Peter Luger's on the table, I'm there.
I promise you.
And the real one, not the Long Island one.
We're going to Brooklyn. We're going to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Where they don't sell French fries, they sell pommes frites.
Yeah, go to the Brooklyn.
Indeed.
And we got to sneak in our Heinz ketchup to eat our pommes frites.
Right.
They don't serve it.
Since that's my area, you let me know when you're going to do it. When y'all meet up in front of Peter Luger's, I'll walk by and say what's up to everybody, and I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll invite you too.
I used to stay in there because I lived in Bushwick at the time. I was there all the time, but I wasn't doing good things in my life.
You know what's the wild thing? I live right next to Peter Luger's. I could walk there. If I want to take a walk right now, I'll be back in like 15 minutes. I just walk right there. I have been here like 30-something years no, more than that. Yeah, like 40 years of my life.
Forgot that you told me you were there, right?
I have never been to Peter Luger's. Could you imagine? So it sounds ridiculous, right? It's nuts, right? Crazy.
It is nuts. That is nuts. You got to get in there.
I will take you, Ron. I will take you there, and I can afford to get you the biggest bread basket.
Let's go, baby! Yeah.
I got you.
How about this, Ron? I just DoorDash it for you.
Oh man, unbelievable! You guys. Well, let me get to this. We kind of already talked about it, but I just, for those who may have been busy yesterday, living life, actually doing something with yourselves, let's show a little of this, just because we got nothing else to be excited about. Let's show a little of this.
The double nickel.
Now to a rebuild situation.
I can play his voice, whatever.
Nickel, the corner three, and by Jones. Dashes down the lane, sends it back outside to Nickel for the
splash waterfall. Let's go.
Ooh. This game doesn't kind of fit it. That's what we talked about with the West. How strong
that shot is pure. I do like it.
And that was a
pull up three. Boy, I tell you what, he's saying in dominoes. Nick him, don't cut him.
Nick him, don't cut him.
How about that? Nick him to death.
Nick him to death. He was on fire over here. He's coming out with all his he couldn't stop.
You know what? I was really impressed with that. The kid has no wasted motion. It is one smooth, what's the name, action. How fast he sets his feet, and that release. It is all one quick, fluid motion. No wasted motion.
Reggie Miller. I like Reggie Miller.
Yep. Boom. Go.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly.
Organization. This game doesn't kind of fit it.
Yeah,
and I can't believe how tall he was. Like standing there, he was a head and shoulders over the guy in front of him.
Tell you what, he's saying in dominoes. Nick him, don't cut him. How about that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
I like that.
Feet balance. Nice. You know what I mean? No wasted motion, fluid shot, boom, go.
He's averaging a double-double this year. I don't know about that.
I was like, what, Jay?
Where these minutes coming from?
I don't know. Hey, let me tell you something. If he gets on that court and he does that a couple of times, he'll find himself some minutes. That's for sure. Especially at 6'7".
Yeah,
he will.
I mean, you gotta. Like I said, it's a good problem to have. It's what I wanted the Knicks to have last year. I kind of, you guys know I wanted Landry Shamet to come back. I told y'all we needed a 3-point shooter off the bench, but I really wanted to see if we can get Shamet and the other dude that we let go. I forget his name now. The other 3-point shooter. Yeah. So I was like, if we could have had both of them come off the bench, yeah, that'd have been nice. But it is what it is.
Who are we talking about? The other person.
You remember the
I forgot his name. He went to Indiana. Though. He went to Indiana.
Gary Bird. Gary Bird.
Gary Bird is his nickname. Yeah, I forgot his real name though. He came from the Cavaliers, and then after we didn't pick him up or let him go, he went to Indiana. Somebody in the chat knows.
I can't think of his name.
I
can see his face.
You talking about last year?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Matthews.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthews. We had him early.
Yeah, we had him early.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah.
I
didn't know why we
Garrison Matthews.
Yeah, Garrison Matthews.
Yep,
now I thought we were going to keep him.
Yeah, I thought we were going to keep him too, but
Yeah.
And that dude could shoot it quick too. He had a trigger.
Yeah.
Garrison, thank you, Mr. Kenricks. Appreciate you. And Anna Grill, you know how we do. Building blocks, appreciate you.
Definitely.
Shout out to D Storm in the building. Not impressed at all. Defense is suspect. No one on that summer league team can create for themselves. Well, that's true. We saw it was a lack of that, but it is one game, and maybe in game 2 today, maybe we'll see a little bit more creation. By the way, just in case anybody doesn't know, next summer league game is today at 5 p.m. So check that out against San Antonio.
Ron's having everybody over for it.
Yeah. Everybody gets to stand outside the door. I'll turn the volume up loud.
I like my burger medium.
I'm gonna cut it up in like 12 pieces, one piece and pass.
Right, one piece and pass.
Please,
a nice medium. I'm good with the medium myself.
Smoke Gouda.
As long as you bubble wrap the tequila and toss it out the window, I have no problem with it.
Somebody just said something and I lost it. And come on, Ron. Oh, Craig. No, sir. I did not find out a way to show clips and not get copyrighted. I'm just playing the clip, and if I get the copyright, I'll deal with it.
That's not even talk about it.
You guys got to understand. Let me just tell you one more thing. Not you guys, but in general, people out there who don't know how YouTube works. I said the word. Now they're locked in. The algorithm he just said it. What is he going to say next? Once you get a copyright, and it affects your whole program. So it is what it is. So say I got some ad revenue from this program, which I'm not getting right now. I only get the ad revenues because I don't show ads. I'm not sure. I don't think ads are really playing too much like other shows when the show is happening. They usually happen on replays or whatever. I don't get a lot of money off of ad revenue. I may get like $5-6 if I'm lucky, right? So if that happens, that means the copyright automatically, anything that comes from that ad revenue, it goes to you, to whoever put the video up. So that's why it's not worth it. And there's not enough money in this. It'd be one thing if I was getting paid a certain number of amount of money, and they said, well, every video you show, you're gonna have to pay $5. All right, whatever, I'll eat the $5. But they don't do it that way. So it is what it is, guys. Anyway, I just want to give everybody
not yet, Ron. Not yet.
Not yet. Well, listen, I'm still I didn't really know. There's a lot of things that I'm finding out that I don't guess I never paid attention to. Like I didn't know that Leor Cohen runs YouTube. You guys knew that? Mr. Def Jam himself. I didn't know that.
He runs what? What did you say?
YouTube.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
And now I'm double whammied. I mentioned his name. The algorithm definitely got. I may not have a show next week, folks.
Yeah, but how much don't you love him though, right? How much you love him? You love him so much.
Oh yeah, that he froze.
Yeah, they got him.
Right away.
They got him right away.
Look at that. I was good this whole time. Look at that. So I mentioned it. Look at that. Anyway,
he was waiting. We love you.
Yeah. You guys are the greatest over there. But anyway, so okay. Let me ask you before we move on. I just want to get because I talked about myself a little bit, and maybe I don't know if Nick Nation might have weighed in a little bit, but not really, probably. How do you guys feel about Mitch having to go back and forth with his new team's fans? Like, what the hell is happening? What's going on out here, bro? I don't know. Mitch is so funky because Mitch don't care. He's like, oh yeah, hey, whatever. Like Mitch could ignore stuff, but that ain't Mitch. But I'm like, I don't know if this is a great look. Like, you haven't played a game yet in the green uniform. Like, what are we doing? I don't know.
Not one game.
Maybe they'll cut him and we can get him for the minimum.
Listen, my quick weigh-in is that, hey, Mitch went to Boston, and I love Mitch for what he did when he was here. But the second that he signed with Boston,
that's it.
I'm all for Mitch the man. But as far as Mitch the basketball player, once he signed with Boston, he was dead to me.
So you ain't gonna clap it up when the first time in the Garden when they put the tribute up? Welcome back, Mitchell Robinson.
Listen, for the championship point, and you know what I mean, and all that, yeah, because that he contributed for this.
And they want to hand him his ring.
You know what I mean, and hand him his ring, yes, because that was for the Boston. But anything as far as for Boston and on, dead to me. I can't stand anything Boston. From the hockey,
Massachusetts, period.
Yeah, the whole area, right? What the
whole thing.
England,
Nixon, I seen you in a Boston cream pie, man. Stop.
Nah.
Remember,
listen, I used to throw the Boston baked beans away.
Like an hour on the phone with him about this.
Nope, nothing Boston baked beans. No England clam chowder. Nothing.
Nothing.
I won't eat it.
Nothing.
All right, what up, No Strays? Hey,
You're gonna find You're gonna find your wife she's gonna be from Boston.
I gotta give you credit, yo. First off, No Strays, how do you feel about Mitch? Are you happy that he's over there? What's your thoughts? I gotta get your opinion. And I do not know what Jim you are referring to. He says, I love listening to this show every Saturday, but today you really left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm genuinely disappointed because of what you did. What was done? What disappointed you? I mean, if you're going to make a statement like that, I think it's fair to elaborate a little bit so that someone can know exactly what, the problem was. It's like me telling my kid, you're grounded, and not telling him what he did. Could you tell me?
I do that all the time.
Can you let us know what it is that you disliked? Because
She said,
I see what he's saying. Well,
do you recognize the name? I've never seen the name.
No, I've seen the name before. I know what he's saying. Basically, what he's trying to say is, we need to be better at just kind of, giving our opinions, but not singling out anybody. I think that's what he's basically trying to get at. And I see that now he said what bothered him. But look,
but that's not fair.
You gotta look. I'm gonna say this, and I want to move on. Do I agree with everything that happens on the show or happens in the chat? No. Do I understand that sometimes things can get away from people because we're emotional? Yes. But do I also understand that sometimes frustration can build up because of certain things happening over and over and over, and you try to take turn the other cheek and not speak up, but eventually that can bubble over? Yeah, I get it. What I would say is I just think that we all have to do better at understanding one another and being mindful of that. The only thing I seem to have a problem getting through to the chat, I'm not saying someone in particular, I'm saying to the chat, is if you feel a certain way about how people are talking to you, respond the same way they're responding to you is one thing, but the other thing is, I'm not perfect. So I get it. If someone treats you a certain way, a lot of people just respond back in the same way. All right. But if I say if I say I don't like your take, that doesn't mean you can come back and then say, well, I don't like you. You know what I mean? It's different.
Right.
Like you can say you don't like my take, but if I say, hey, this person, I don't agree with what this person said, and you come back and say, well, you're stupid, or what you say is stupid all the time. You don't see how that's different. You know what I mean? That's the type of thing I try to get through to the chat. It's how you say things. You can disagree. We can have I've had a whole argument with somebody and we never said a disparaging word to each other. We just went at it. People are like, man, these dudes are going at it. And I never said one negative thing to him, and he never said one negative thing to me, but we didn't agree at all on what we were saying. It's all about how you approach things and how you say it. So if I say something and you don't like it, you can say, man, Ron, I'm usually rock with you, but I don't know what you on today. You hitting that Cavassier or something. I'm like, I'm gonna laugh it off like, hey, you're right. But if you say, Ron, you stupid, you sound ridiculous. Who gave you a show? Like, now we got a problem.
Yeah,
this is different. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just all about what we say to each other, how we say it. So,
how long do you take the high road, though, Ron?
I get it.
That's my point.
I get it.
Period.
It's frustrating.
And right now, all jokes aside, Jim, let me ask you something, Jim. Are you okay with what they're saying about Nick Nation having a low IQ right now? You right with that? Are we good with that? Like, let's all jokes aside. We're like most of us. I'll speak for the panel. We're 50 plus years old. You guys, I don't know how everybody's age, but the way it sounds, 12, 14, 16, 18, 25, 35. And right now, that type of generation, they all sound 12 to me. So the fact of the matter is, we all got to do better. I knew it the moment that I jumped in, and me and Lee are friends. So the moment it jumped in and it got a little sparky and crazy, I just checked myself out of it and stopped. You didn't hear us say one word about it afterwards, nothing negative, because grown-ups move on from that.
So first of all, there was not a nasty word said.
Right.
And he knows I got love for him.
Right. And I love him the same way. my brother. So like there wasn't something, it wasn't personal, but we were talking about our opinions about something. And when I started to listen to him and Nick Nation, it changed my mind on a couple things. And that's what this type of atmosphere is all about. It's supposed to be about bringing people together, being a unifying type of situation. We're all doing one thing, loving the Knicks. But if you're loving a player, you're not a Knicks fan. Just a player and crapping on the other players, you're not a Knicks fan. You're a fan of a person.
Well said.
And last thing I wanted to say on this is just that we just have to be better at I know, I get it. I get it, but we just have to take the high road, because there's always going to be some stuff that could be said in the chat. I think the good thing about it is, and I'm not talking about everybody in the chat, or I'm talking about in general. Because remember, this chat is open. This chat is like, there's usuals here that come that support the Knicks, but this chat is open to anybody. There's people we've got coming from Detroit, all types of that come in and say all types of wild stuff. We still got to take the high road, because if not, the show goes off the rails. And that's what they want. They want to come in. There was a time when I was watching these Detroit dudes, Atlanta dudes, because I saw them on Twitter. They were talking about, I went into this Knicks space the other day and they were getting crazy. I started riling them up, saying stuff. They went nuts in there. Like, some people look forward to doing that. Like, and we just have to take it easy and relax. But the other thing that I'm going to say, and I've said this
froze.
Keep it respectful. The hourglass.
We stopped at multiple. You got frozen at multiple.
Right. So I understand. What I was going to say is, I understand that people are entitled to their opinions, right? And you're welcome to say what you want to say. I just try to say, just keep it respectful. I can't be mad at you for having a different opinion than the opinion I have. I'm just saying, keep it respectful. That's it. That's all I'm asking from anybody on the panel. That's all I'm asking from anybody in the chat. Just keep it respectful. And if you find yourself checking out and it's being something that goes left, just give yourself a break. What Jay did was great. That was fantastic. It was like therapy for real. Jay said, "Hey, this is going a little crazy. Oh, I'll be back, guys. I'll be yep. Mm-hmm." Peaced out for a second. Came back with a better attitude, and then he got to understand and listen to C. Lee and understand where C. Lee was coming from, and even was nodding and agreeing with his points. So the point is, we just gotta, let yourself really understand what's happening around you. And I'll say this. From my standpoint of being up here, could we just keep it clean, keep it easy? And if you're feeling a certain way, just, take a break, take a breather, back up, take a break, come back to the show, and let's keep it rocking. No more personal attacks, because apparently that's what spurred this. So, Nick Nation, I hear you. Let's
Ron, you know where I come from. I come from a good place. But when people then, after you say something, they've said they've spammed basically the place, and then you say something about it, and then they chimp out, with another 60, 70 comments. It just kind of knows that, all right, I see it got to you. It is what it is. You're going to keep talking. It is what it is. But he does this every show, on anybody's show. Sometimes people like that, they need to have certain things said to them, because they need to learn how to check themselves. Ron, as you said, I agree. I should never lower my standards to people like that. And I'm not being disrespectful, but it is what it is. So just as Jay said, we are fans of the Knicks. We are not fans of one player. For a person to come in here every week, every show, every listening, it just becomes monotonous. And this is where the stage or where the point it's at, because this is just what he does. we all know who he is. We all feel the same way. I get where you're coming from, Ron. You're running a show, and you know me. I only try to bring points of positivity points to the show to elevate the show. This, to me, I mean, I'm deeply sorry to you. I'm deeply sorry to everyone else out there, not to that individual. That I won't go back on, because when I get to that point where I have to say it like this, you know what I mean, Ron? You know what I mean? I've tried in the past to be respectful and to explain to him how to express himself. But that's not what then he does. He still turns around and then he'll be good for maybe a show or so. But then he reverts back to that same type of, you know what I mean? That same type of crap. This is where it gets to a point.
All I'm gonna say is this is the easiest thing and the best thing to do, regardless whether it's you, Jay, C. Lee, myself.
Block.
Ignore. ignore. It's not easy, right? Because sometimes you see what's going on, and especially if someone says something and then you see other people agree with it, then you're like, well, what's going on here? The best way to handle it is just to ignore certain things that you feel are not what you like to see or what you like to be a part of, and don't let that sway how you carry yourself or how your takes or your opinions are coming across. Just carry yourself the same way, because that's the part of the reason. Another thing that I want to say to everybody is the people that come up on the panel every week and the people that I continue to invite up here, and they are up here, because I don't want everybody to think that just because I throw the link out there and someone comes up on the panel, like it's just anybody can go up there and be there every week. No, the people that come here and are here every week are the ones that I want to be here every week, because I could easily be like, nah, you know what? I know I said 6, I'm thinking 3 now. And that'll just be my way of saying I don't want certain people up here anymore. But obviously there's a reason why people are up here. We have great conversations. We have great interactions. I like people personally, but I do understand that we are all human. And another thing too, there's also different personalities and different dynamics, right? Somebody might say something and might not think it's offensive. We all raised in barbershop talk. Barbershop talk can get rough. You might come off a certain way and you think you're talking to somebody like, yo, cut it out, man. Get it right. And the other person like, yo, why is he talking to me like that? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the best way is just to ignore it and let's move on and keep going with what we got going on. And I apologize for anybody who's watching the show outside of this that doesn't really know the dynamic and is just like, why are they arguing and bickering going? I thought we were talking about the Knicks. It is about the Knicks. This is just something. Sometimes, especially on a show where we have been, we chop it up. We be up here sometimes 3, 4 hours, 5 hours up here talking. Like it's different. So it's good to work through our issues or at least work through a point where we can just be back to where we were and just carry ourselves and handle things and not get stressed out. Because look, you guys have seen me. I'm human too. I've had my moments where I've kind of lost it a little bit when I see too much is going on. So it is what it is. Let's just go back to the way it was. And if you have an issue with somebody, kind of try to ignore it. But the bottom line is, and this is for everybody, myself included, let's just try not to call anybody any names, call anybody out of their character. We may not agree with them. I don't agree with everything somebody says, but I have to keep it a certain way. I wouldn't, because I tell you right now, on the outside looking in, if I'm watching a show and these people are arguing, which I've seen, and they're going back and calling each other names, I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I was going to make that sandwich now, I guess. I'll be
Netflix. I'm about to say, I got Netflix, I got Prime, I got all this other stuff going on.
I'm just saying. Yo.
Yeah.
Crim's dad always knows a way to break the tension. Shout out to you, my guy. Member for 21 months, by the way. I appreciate you.
That's my guy.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Everybody calm down. And those in the chat too, calm down. Because the other thing too, and this is where things go crazy. We start to say certain things and then other people chime in and it seems like people are ganging up. Let's just move on. Back to the Knicks. We were talking about Tyler Nickel, double nickel, nick of time, nick him up, or whatever. He needs a good nickname. I don't know. The double nickel is weird to me because every time I think of a double nickel, I think of somebody scoring 55. I don't know about that.
Right.
And don't mess around. mess around and find out.
Well, you know, that's true. You never
Yeah,
know.
word.
Yeah.
That's my prayer.
We can hope.
Yeah.
They appreciate it. Anyway, all right. Let's get back to. Oh wait, I was asking No Strays something. I wonder if he commented. No Strays is funny. Just updated my profile pic to the greatest Celtic of all time. Oh, No Strays. You're a funny guy. Oh no, I know, Tay. I was just giving an example, but that's just like, you know, an example of how something, you know what I mean? Like I work in corporate to the extent. If I don't word my emails right, I got problems. I got to worry about somebody else. Well, what was you trying to say by your last email? What did I say? I don't know. My bad. Anyway, so okay.
Back on track.
Back on track. But the funny thing is, we've been on 2 hours and 46 minutes. Yo, time is flying. I didn't even think it felt like that long. Okay,
well,
whatever.
We had to spend a lot of time on some stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy, guys. Let's change the narrative. The summer league game is in like 2 hours and a half. What do you guys expect from today's summer league game? What do you hope to see? We already know that the Jack Cahill or Jack Khalil, whatever his name is going to be out there. So that's a positive. We'll see where we go from there. What do you think, Corey Lee? Is there anything you're looking for in today's game? And guys, what's the guy? Do you guys know the name of the dude who's like a Tony Kukoc? I don't know his name. The lefty guy who passes the ball. We talked about him. He's a part of the summer league squad. He didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
I don't know. I'm waiting to really 6 o'clock to really because I didn't. It was on Prime yesterday, so all I caught was the just the highlights.
Mm-hmm,
the highlights.
So now I'm really today at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna lock in and really catch try to understand these players. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. And I was thinking about this. I was on I was on Shy and Devon show yesterday. And
sorry, Corey. Yeah, my bad, guys. I'm looking at it's 6 p.m. Eastern. Why did somebody say 5? Is that whose time is that? It's 6 p.m. Yeah,
somebody listen Central Time.
Okay.
But, but anyway, or Mountain Time. What did they say?
Right.
What did they say over there on
Central Mountain?
Yeah.
No, I forgot. Somebody's show says we don't respect Mountain Time.
Damn, that's rough.
But
the best.
This show that got Shady McCoy on it. Acho and
Oh yeah.
Anyway, to keep it a buck, I really haven't, really wrapped my name around any of these kids' names besides Tyler Nickel and of course, Diawara or anything like that. Listen, I could care less about who wins this game or not, because the wins just say, okay, we beat somebody, group of freshman players who aren't that great. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see who has the skill set to possibly even take that 15th position, or make Tyler Kolick or Pacom Dadiet or even Deuce McBride trade bait. Because what we was talking about on what's called channel yesterday,
Right.
Sean Devine, is that it's possible because Deuce didn't get his extension yet, that he might not be here much longer. So that's an interesting fact, and also too, players like Tyler Kolick who deserve a chance to get to play. Like how we had what's my man name 6'9" big man play backup center, got a lot of minutes a couple of seasons ago, and we moved him to Milwaukee.
Portis?
Portis, crazy eyes.
No, Jumpman.
Oh, Jericho Sims.
Jericho
Sims. Yep, Jericho Sims. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, to possibly get the player that we've been needing. You know, to fill that hole that I was talking about. So we'll see, because this is going to be interesting all the way up to preseason. So I think this kid Nickel, I think he has a really good, solid chance to really, really make this team. Probably keep him down in the summer league probably this year, just to get his defensive acumen up, and and also to getting his other basic offensive skills like passing the ball, passing people open, learning more of the concepts. This is going to be very interesting. Just point on where we go with this. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what they decide to do and where we go from here. But
because really, and chat, I really need y'all to really understand this. We have a championship team, so it's not really anything a rookie can come do to impact this championship team. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, they don't have Magic Johnsons anymore. You know what I'm saying? So think about that before we start going crazy.
Keith Pallett the third. Okay, let me look this guy up real quick. Hold on, folks.
Okay.
I was looking to see this dude, and I haven't seen him yet. I mean, I don't know. The third.
So this is the guy you're saying is like crew coach?
Yeah. Hold on. Keith Pallett. Yeah, that's him. Let me just double check Knicks Summer League roster, because they showed him being a part of the roster before the roster, but is he still on the roster? I'm gonna double check. Hold on. Knicks is right here. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's there. He's 29 years old, 6'8", 220, from Missouri State. And look, Ron says, whatever. We don't care. Let's get the copyrights. Let's go, people. Pew, 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 pew. All right, hold on. Keith Pallett III. Let me pull up my YouTube. Sorry. Oh, this is definitely no. You know what? I think.
Oh, he froze again. Yeah, he's definitely frozen.
Well, Ron was thinking.
All right. Yeah, no, I was saying let me go to X, because I might not get the same level of copyright if I go here. Because if I go to
you won't. You definitely won't
get me.
You definitely won't.
All right. So I don't know if you guys saw these highlights about this guy. This is the guy who I wanted to see coming into the summer league, but he didn't play. Maybe he'll play today. We'll see. All right, let me share this with you guys. I don't know nothing about his defense. I just know he looked like Tony Kukoc to me. That's it. Offensively. Okay, here we go.
Inside, Tyreek Brooks back in the game underneath the Sutton, and that is.
Throwing darts.
Damn, that was a one-handed.
That was a dime.
That was a one-handed dime. Wow.
It off. Pallett for three. See what Pallett can do downhill. Nice pump fake. Fades and shoots off.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
See, he's not selfish. He'll pass the ball.
He fooled me on that.
Alec for three.
Crookston, Ozark Christian from Joplin, Missouri.
I like a big man who likes
I
to
like
pass
that
the
he
ball.
called for the ball.
Right side on the baseline.
Ooh.
Three ball.
Have to go, and Pallett double covered out to the arc for the open man. Trey Williams.
Man, he sees the whole floor.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. He definitely reminds me of Kukoc. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know about the rest of Kukoc's game, like what the other stuff he did, but
Palik,
offensively
right.
shooting the three and passing the ball.
And finishes at the rim for Southern.
And he looks taller than 6'9". Damn.
Palik all the way.
He's definitely a finessey dude.
Yeah. Oh, what a move. What?
Down it.
Well, the spread offense and the
But he's not
reversal
fast.
led
He's
to
not
that
athletic.
three.
It is what it is. It's just something to know.
Yeah, but neither was Kukoc.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What a get Drake Harrell was in the portal.
Barnstable, the leading scorer. David Green off to a good start. Second leading scorer. And
Mm-hmm.
the rebound.
I like a guy who will
Blowing
not,
the whistles here
not
tonight.
go crazy and will look for
Williams
his
at
teammates.
the rim.
Substitution
Right.
coming in from Missouri State.
Palik looks and Burnett cutting.
Right. Wow. I hope he plays today.
I hope he does too.
Keith Palik waiting to dish down the wide
Mm.
open. Osei staff playing with 2 fouls.
Actually, you know what? Not for nothing. They needed him yesterday because no one could pass the
Definitely.
ball. Like,
Inside the lane.
State had that brief.
Bounce
Bounce
pass.
pass was sweet. That bounce pass was so sweet.
Ray Williams.
Very sweet.
Palik off the jab step. Matheny gives help.
that one was
Kobe
a little
Williams
light.
got it.
That was a good one, too. The timing is crazy with this kid. Wow.
And
They were up by 19 at the half. So you can do the math on
Mhm.
that. Wide
That's a
open.
good look.
I seen 2 bounce pass. 3. They go number 3. Wow.
Yeah.
Pass on the baseline. Palik.
I like how when he wants to throw it across court, he be flinging it. I like that.
Right. Usually that's very dangerous, but
It
he
is,
got
it
like
is.
a very,
The teammate in the corner.
by Palik.
he's got a gun. Just like, you know.
And the
Yeah. He's
Look
got
at
good
that
court
pass.
vision.
Oh.
So far this year for the Musketeers.
Yeah.
Here's Palik again navigating inside, and he's got
3 to 15 lead for UT Arlington. Out of the
Spin.
timeout. Missouri.
but 2 very talented players.
That's good work.
I like it. I like it.
way
Working.
in,
Working.
Cut off there. Backdoor cut. Palik off balance.
Already 4 points tonight. Here's
He definitely
Palik
plays like a
to the
European.
rim with the left hand.
100. I'm about to say the same thing. It's so funny you said that.
And he's
Palik
not,
drives
which is
off
interesting.
balance. Tough. Trying to get around Cunningham. Lost it. Palik. 3 to shoot. In
All right.
transition.
There seems like there's a
Any of
2,000
those
highlights.
things
Okay,
that
calm
we
down.
talked about or any of those numbers.
All right, that's enough. I'm showing highlights for
Yeah.
highlights with this guy. But yeah, but you guys like so that's somebody that we haven't seen. And who else? I don't think we saw a lot of Oziah Sellers yesterday either. And they've been talking about that kid a lot from St. John's. I don't remember seeing a lot of him.
He's good. I watched the entire St. John's all year last year. It was at about 3 or 4 games. Kid could play.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 that were picked above him, well, you had one astronomical. I was hoping that we picked up, but he's at par with the second pick. I gotta remember the names, man. I'm really getting older now. But they had a great squad. Patino coached them.
Mm.
So, and, Mullen didn't do a good job over there. I think that the fanfare of him being back and the whole thing like that got to him. But when Patino came in there, they became a top 25. They went into the tournament 23rd, whatever, something like that. And they played well with enthusiasm, and they, as you say,
They made it to the Elite 8.
Yeah, they made it to the Elite 8, exactly.
Listen, and if it wasn't for a bad second half against Duke,
yes.
If it wasn't for a bad, they couldn't knock down a shot or getting stops.
Yeah, the second half seemed like a completely different team.
Yeah, they well, I don't know what it was, but yeah, they had some talent. And one thing about Patino, I can say this, because now we got NIL. Patino knows how to get to the money.
Yeah,
get these guys. So that transfer portal, you're not happy. I got a check for you. I got a check for you and a crib, and you ain't got to worry about going back and forth to class because I'm gonna get you a ride.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna drive you myself. Yeah, I'm telling you, he brought a lot of cachet to that team, and I mean, think about the years of knowledge, that the man has.
Right.
Definitely, he got the most out of that team. Look what we just said, Elite Eight. Like, I got two teams I follow, mostly because when I was being scouted to play baseball for colleges, I got an offer from St. John's and from Michigan. And so I followed Michigan basketball and football. And I followed St. John's heavy. And both my sisters went to St. John's.
Mm.
And I had a couple girlfriends at St. John's. So I was always on St. John's.
I bet you was.
I bet you was.
When I was back at home.
Yeah, I sure was. Right. And Union Turnpike right there. You go out there and get anything you want. So you had a good time over at St. John's. I ain't playing,
I used to be part of that. I used to be part of that fort connected to it, Fort McDonough.
Oh,
it was connected.
nice.
It was connected. It's connected right to St. John's.
Oh, okay. I haven't really spent any time there except for back when I used. That's a whole nother story. But when I used to volunteer back in my church days when I was a young kid, we used to go to the St. John's missionary. And we could go to St. John's and we would shoot baskets on the court and stuff because the priest that we had was in school there. One of the, that's my road to St. John's. That's about all I got.
That's awesome.
Let me get to these super chats from before because they were earlier and I didn't get a chance to read them throughout the hoopla. But David. Appreciate you. You said you have to be legitimately insane to not want Jonas Valanciunas as your third string on a vet minimum. Would be the best center trio in NBA easily. It would be the best offensive and rebounding center trio in the NBA, period. Hands down. That is a fact. Defensively, don't know how they would make it work because you're talking about three slow-footed centers, even though Cat is the best defender of the bunch at this moment in his career. That would be very interesting to see how the Knicks would work that. But offensively, yes, incredible. And rebounding-wise, yeah, three great centers in that regard. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous super chat. Said we'll miss Mitch in 2026. He won't duplicate health. That's another question. That's a Boston issue. Will he be able to stay healthy without having the New York Knicks training staff? Don't know. I wish him the best, but that's a question we won't know until we watch how everything plays out. Once again, Paris, thank you. He says, I want to hear and see deep dive takes from the panel and chat on the X's and O's reasons we got to winning a championship on one of these shows. I think you will get that eventually from me, but I try to kind of keep that stuff in the tuck until we get closer to an NBA season, Parrish, to be honest with you, because a lot of times that's when I think about people's attention spans and the stuff that we talk about on these shows, I know me personally, I already said my memory is not the greatest. I have a revisionist memory. I remember what I want to remember, I guess. I don't know. So I don't want to talk about X's and O's, say this week. And then, in October, remember when I had that show and we talked about how they could break down who's going to remember that? So I like to wait till we get a little closer to actual basketball, or at least to the preseason, before we kind of break down what worked for us in the past and then maybe what we can expect from them, going forward, or maybe they change stuff up. But at least we know what they did before. The thing is, it's also a little trickier with the Knicks because we're not as predictable as we were. In the Tibbs system, we could easily say, okay, we're going to see drop coverage on the defense. We're going to see this on the offense. We're going to try to get up around 40. What was Tibbs think? 43s or 33s? I don't know what it was.
It was like 40 plus. 40 plus.
Yeah. So like you kind of already had an idea of what to expect. With Mike Brown, I mean, who knows? Like we already saw him unlock something new in the playoffs that worked. Maybe he comes out the gate with that to start the season, or maybe they come up with a different wrinkle. They got all off season now to mess around. So who knows? So yeah, that's all I mean. Like we just got to let it play out and see what they actually do. I guess are you guys shocked about, before I get to your summer league thing, I got Corey's, and I got to get to Nick Nation and Jay about that, but are you guys shocked about anything that didn't happen this offseason? Because I'm only shocked about one thing, and I don't know if I should be shocked. I'm just surprised.
I mean, me personally, I mean, the only thing there was nothing that I saw that probably wasn't either said or wasn't done. I mean, I'm shocked that we retained a lot of these guards. You know, that's the one thing I'm shocked about. Like, I'm like, whoa. So we still guard heavy, and for the most part of this team, you know, because you think there's what Mo Diawara is a forward, OG's a forward, and we still lack height. You know, I mean, our wings, you know, how do you say? People say nowadays they don't like the big wings. No, we don't have them big wings no more. We don't have them steroid-induced wings on this team. You know, we got these little bitty wings. You know, say if you haven't been to Checkers, and they sell them wings at Checkers. Nick Nation knows what I'm talking about.
For sure.
Yeah.
I see your point.
When you said as far as surprise, did you mean in the NBA?
No, just Knicks, not NBA. We could definitely find a surprise, but I mean just Knicks related. Was there anything that surprised you that happened or didn't happen this offseason?
Well, I'm a little surprised that what's the names? Oh, go ahead, Corey. Go.
One thing, I'm surprised how one championship changed the whole Eastern Conference.
I mean that works.
That really
related. Yeah.
That like really messed my mind up. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
The only thing that I'm surprised is that being as large as Brown's coaching resume is, that this offseason, we didn't see anybody as far as of yet from a real history point of then following him as a coach and then adapting him to this point of this team because of the principles and the system that he runs. So I was kind of surprised that so far that we haven't really seen anything like that we haven't brought, because that's what happens a lot of times with coaches, former players or something or whatever it means, or, people that love that point of that system. To me, it's still been the same, the same players that kind of are here as he's gotten here, I mean, we know that Shamit's definitely, I'm not saying because I don't recall if Shamit was ever on a team that he was before, but I don't think he was. But he is definitely, like that's one of his favorites for sure, as we know. But I was just surprised that so far, no former player.
What you think, Jay? Was there anything that popped up that surprised you?
I'm surprised. I mean, look. We're working with a budget, right? We're basically, we got our team, and then we have this budget, period. It has a ceiling. I didn't think, not because he can't get to the rim or didn't do some important things, but with the little bit of money that we have, I'm in the same thought process as C. Lee. Like, I'm surprised we brought back Clarkson. And not because he can't play or he wasn't an intricate part of some plays, but we are short, and we needed every penny we could have kept to get somebody 6'10" and bigger. You know what I mean? And so I think Clarkson surprised me. That signing surprised me. But the way they work the signings out, that doesn't surprise me. I like that Shamet came back, very important part of our team. And I wasn't sold on him for a while, because when Tibbs was here, Shamet, I think, was like the only guy coming off the bench, and he didn't play Supermans because he played his core guys like for the entire game. So I'm surprised that we didn't pick Senators up even in the second round. I'm surprised about a lot of things as far as height goes. But I'm very optimistic. I love the coaching core, not just Brown. I like the core of the coaching. I love the culture. And I think the reason why we didn't see a lot of people, I said this last night on the same show that Lee was talking about on Knicks Real Talk, is if we wanted to go out and get a big scorer, because somebody had brought up Zion. I said we could have picked up Morant for nothing, right? But we have developed a grown man culture, a positive culture. The Knicks have literally changed the way they have been viewed in the last few years, but especially last year. Completely. That championship brought it out because everybody was watching. And I've never seen anything like that. I want to point that out, where people are having watch parties in Europe for the finals. And it was like televised, like people were like showing news. The news was showing this all over. Oh, they're watching it from here. They're watching it from there. It brought so I think that we're waiting on people that are not only good at what they do, but will fit in positive to the core that we have. And our core is built around unity, respect.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously see that they have love for each other. They play as a squad. Even I'm going to give it to this young man. I don't know. I could have did this type of thing, but like you look at Diawara, you look at Dadiet, even Kolik, who had, was in the Emirates Cup at the last few minutes because they needed an extra guard, and then Jose comes in, GTA comes in, and Kolik kind of loses his minutes. And he's still waving the towel and clapping and batting and getting water. And I'm watching this go down. I'm going, they love each other. This is what winning teams do. And they won. So I'm just surprised about the height. And you know what? I think there's time and we'll see what happens. I do agree that some of these guys are not going to be here. And I'm surprised that Mitch went to Boston. that surprised me.
Oh yeah, but you know what else? I'm also when you got
that's a money thing, I guess. No, go ahead.
My thing was only it was part of to what you were saying as well too, is because it reminded me right off the bat. I'm surprised that none of our assistant coaches, shooting coach, any of them got poached. I'm very surprised at that, because once teams typically see success, you know what I mean, from a collaboration like that, it becomes, you know what I mean, they try to subtract and pull from it. So I'm surprised, especially our defensive coordinator, from taking a team from the 26th point of defensive rated to number 1 like that, to bring from a season down and what's name, and to do it in points like this, and then even increase your value point in the playoffs until the finals. That is what's name, to have such a plus minus of what we did. That is incredible for all of a sudden for somebody to turn around and not poach one of them. So that core of them is still intact.
That's actually kind of surprising. That's a good point.
That's a great point, which brings me to a point. Only one sort of coach. He not really a coach. They called him an ambassador, and it made me sad. But Pat Ewing did get an assistant coaching job.
Right.
And I know he's not a coach on our, he wasn't a coach on our bench, and he worked with the big men, and he did a lot of things. But he did get an assistant coaching job in Washington.
Yeah.
Why? Which is smart, because,
and I'm happy for him, by the way.
I'm very happy for him. As sad as I am, because I was so happy he came back here, and to see him hold that trophy next to Brunson, I mean, that's when I really lost it. You know, but you know
he's an icon in that area though too. He's an icon in that area. Georgetown, he's an icon.
Yeah, Georgetown, exactly. So Washington made sense to me. Plus, that team is up and coming. You got to watch out for Washington.
Yeah.
So you want to bring a big man who's an icon himself and work with some of their big men, I think is advantageous. And he's an assistant coach, which means maybe one day you'll see this guy coaching that team. I'd be happy for him. Right.
I'm happy. Listen, you can't ask for a better story if you're Patrick Ewing. You know, you don't really have much going on. You get fired from Georgetown. They basically kind of set you up to fail with what they gave you. You get fired. The Knicks bring you back in you know, a role to assist the staff, but also to be around the players, because the players really needed his influence, right? And then we win a championship. He gets a ring from it, by the way,
right?
And he gets back into the coaching ranks for an NBA team. Like, shout out to Patrick Ewing. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, definitely. With more money, I'm sure. You know, because the coaching is a lot more than just being around the, you know, I mean, I don't know. I only hang out with him like usually every other Thursday, but you know, he doesn't tell me about his bank account.
Well, it's good. I'll tell you, that's a good thing that you brought up there. Like a lot of our guys not getting poached is interesting, Nick Nation. The one thing that actually I'm still surprised about, and I'm not saying that he's that big of a difference maker, but I'm still a little surprised that we didn't bring back Huck Cordy. I'm kind of surprised that. I'm like, okay. It was a little weird to me. I thought he'd get his shot to kind of go to the next level, because he's kind of been learning. He hasn't looked great all the time, but he's had moments that he's looked a little better, and I thought he was starting to kind of figure out how he should be playing in this new system. I was just a little surprised, because it's not like he's very expensive to retain on the team. But once again, it goes back to, in my honest opinion, I feel like I don't know if the Knicks went to him and told him that we're not going to need your services, because I don't think the Knicks they might do it, but they don't do that too often, especially for a person who has a size value and is on the cheap. I think he just didn't want to wait, and he also said, I want to see if I can get some playing time. Right,
be a backup, not a backup.
Yeah. So I think that the Knicks' plan was to do what they had to do, make sure all that money was off the book, so that they could make some moves, try to bring these people back. And I do think they probably had a plan to bring Huck back, but I think Huck couldn't wait. and said, well, I love, but this is a better opportunity for me going over here. They need somebody over there, which makes sense. They do. Like when you go into Philadelphia and, Embiid is pencil him in for getting hurt. So like I might be able to play over here.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Wow, think about that. A big man went to Boston and Philly.
It is kind of crazy. It's wild when you think about it, but it is what it is. So shout out to them. Wish them continued success, just not against the Knicks and not in the end of the season.
I'll try my best.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to get around to everybody for their final words. So get some grub and we can relax before this Knicks game at 6 p.m. Hopefully it's better than what we saw yesterday. The sun has come out, guys. I can see the sun from here, so that is a good sign. I don't know, Corey.
Yeah.
It's funny you should mention the suns and the sky just fell out down here. But
yeah, you see what I'm saying? There you go.
Yeah, but it was a great show. More the same of what we usually do. God bless us all in our opinions. And hopefully the Knicks do what they got to do tonight, man. Somebody will come out that talent pool and hopefully help us, really contribute to this championship team. And keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. With you, and by the way, guys, most people won't tell you this, but that's why I'm different. I know I haven't really done Monday shows lately because, like I said, I don't want to regurgitate and keep saying the same thing over and over when there's nothing really new to talk about. But what I am going to try to do, this is what John and I used to do a couple years ago in the off season. We used to try to save the off season shows on Mondays for interviews. So I'm going to try to put together some stuff and see if I can get some people in the fold. I am going to sell out a little bit for you guys because I don't like doing that. I honestly don't like chasing people. Boy. But I'm going to try to do my best to reach out to people and try to chase people and even go the extra mile to see if I can get in contact with people. It's never an issue if I want to interview somebody and they tell me no. The issue is sending in information to someone, requesting an interview, and they actually see it. That's the problem. It's all about access is where I run into issues. I have reached out to Monica McNutt like 45,000 times. I don't have her because I think Monica McNutt, who has met me in person, I took a picture with her. She was cool. I explained what my show was, and she seemed very open to it. I don't think she would not want to come on the show. I just think that she doesn't see because I don't get anything, not even a looked at, like a red message or something. I get nothing, so I don't know how to access some of these people. That's my problem.
Ron. See, now if you want to mind, you need to get me because I'm a silver fox and I know how to woo her.
Here we go with this guy.
Yeah.
What's the other young lady name that's on Prime? That's the one I want to. I'm sorry.
Well, like I said, I'm going to see what I can do, guys. I'm going to try to see if I can get some stuff within the next. But I'll be honest, I'm going to try to do that this week. And usually that means I have to plan out, like maybe to get the first person 2 weeks from now. So just bear with me. I'm going to see what I can do to try line up a lineup, at least for the next in the next month or so. Maybe at that point I'll have 3 people at least that we can talk to. Of course I would love to get my favorite person, but he's too super busy and I just can't get him. It is what it is. It's all right.
Well, no, I'm available now.
Oh no! Oh, my bad. Sorry, I said that out loud. My fault. I didn't. My bad.
And that's what you should have told Monica. I'm available.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the other thing
Exactly.
too is, like, I was really hoping to surprise you guys with Carmelo, but the problem is, like, you know, when we shoot around, like, he don't like how I be, you know, putting up the points on him, making him look bad, and like, he just,
Yeah.
I think he just don't like. He would do the favor if I wasn't killing him in practice, but because we be
Nah,
shooting
yeah.
around, and me and Kion, I be going at him like, come on, Melo. He don't like that. So that's
Nah,
what
he
it's
wouldn't
like.
like that because I was shooting a shot at Lala. So
Bring back Hoodie Mellow. Bring back Hoodie Mellow.
Yeah. I'm gonna work on it, guys. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Mellow.
But yeah, final words, Nick Nation.
Final words is Ron, you know, I love coming up here. Love chit and chatting with you guys. Love, you know what I mean, everything as far as about the show. Please accept my apology about derailing things today. You know what I mean? 'Cause you know
no
that's
apology
never
needed. No apology needed. You good, bro?
Yeah.
that's never my life.
Hey, but I just, but yo, Knicks and 5, I got a problem with. Don't ignore me in the chat no more.
When did I ever ignore you?
I don't think he saw you yesterday, but and I should have said something anyway.
When, yesterday?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
no,
was.
you know what it was? I just saw that you guys were on. I just said something, you know what I mean? I told you guys I missed you guys from being on because I didn't know. I had to read, and I don't know, and somebody said that to me was, I didn't even know that the show, what's name, because it did, like the indication points didn't show on my thing. So I kind of went through that now, and I'm starting to do that because sometimes I'm just not seeing where shows are popping up, and I'm like, that's, you know what I mean? For me, I'm like, why am I
No, it
not
was
seeing?
when we was on the Queen's Court last week.
On Queens.
Oh,
He was
you
on the
mean
Queen's
what was that?
I was gonna say
Jeff
something.
and AJ.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was gonna hit you up to say that he was trying to say something to you, but
Because I
no
saw
big
Jay,
deal.
I saw you, and I was asking, was that you? Because the name point was
Yeah,
different.
I answered you 5 times.
Oh, okay. I didn't and tell you this. I didn't even see that. I
Man,
didn't
get
see
your
you answer
glasses,
back.
Benny. Get your glasses, Benny.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
I
I
told
definitely,
how
you know.
shiny your head was.
Yeah, y'all know.
Everything,
Yeah, come on, man.
all that.
Y'all know I'm definitely not no, you know, like highlight prime time kind of dude where I don't speak or say what's his name is. That's the opposite of my personality, period, point blank. I do nothing but try to show nothing but love. So you know,
when you didn't answer me, like I knew you didn't see.
Yeah, you know, I didn't see because I was asking because you know, I mean, I was asking you, was that you? Because I saw the Mets and then I saw the Chosen on the end. I was like, that's got to be Jay. So
I switched it to what the show coming up is going to be.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's what I saw that and then seeing, you know, the emblem. That's when I put that point together. But in all seriousness and everything else is that, you know what I mean? We're champions. We're all big time Knicks fans. And hey, if like anything else, we always sign off. That's one of the things we say, baby, in 5. So hence why the name changed, brother, because that'll be synonymous with all the point with our championships. We took it in 5, baby. We took it in 5.
We sure did.
I like it. Jay Chosen.
Yeah. Look, I always feel. I look forward to this. Honestly, I would be sleeping. You know, most of my life I worked overnights in the music business till about 6 in the morning, and I slept on Saturday till about 6 at night. And I still am in the same business, but I don't do the same things after I got injured and after I had to rehabilitate and all the other things happened with me. But I still have the same kind of schedule. I look forward to the show. I look forward to seeing you guys and talking about the Knicks, the whole team. And I really believe this year you're going to see the best OG you've ever seen in your life. You're going to see Brunson maybe leading the league in scoring because he won't need to handle the ball as much as he's had in the past. And I'm looking forward to seeing what young, if it's going to be this Nickel kid, great name. Nick is in his name. He's got a great name for the news, for podcasting, for everything. So, and if that other guy that you just showed us shows up, I'm excited about it. You know, I think that we're going to fill in. And look, in Leon, I trust, right? If Ron give me his word about something, everything he's ever said to me, you've done. I believe in you. I'm not going to change it today. If something happens, you know, whatever. So in Leon, I trust. I believe we're going to get that extra big man. We're going to fill out this roster nicely, and I do believe we're going to lose a few people. That's why I'm attached to the Knicks. And as much as I love Brunson and think he's the best signing we've ever had in my lifetime, one day we might lose him. And I might feel hurt, but I'm a Knicks fan. I still will go on. Because I'm still a Knicks fan.
That's what I'm talking about, Jay. You know? So I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in and watching the show. Shout out to everybody on X and on the Tube. Appreciate you guys. I hope you smash the like button if you haven't already done so. If you don't know what it looks like, it looks a little something like this. Thank you. You know, it's just the time, guys. We just got to get through this off season and get back to more Knick basketball again. There's gonna be a lot of outside influences and pressure coming from different people, different analysts and all the media, and it doesn't matter. Nothing's going to change, guys. You're going to go into next season with the same thing you went into this season. The only difference is, you know, New York Knicks are champions, but the underdog stuff, the not being able to do anything again, people not believing it, that's all going to happen again. It's like the Knicks didn't just win a championship because everybody's coming at it the same way. And that's fine. I actually prefer that. I prefer that for our team. I like that we play as underdogs. I like the chip on our shoulders. That's great. Hey, nobody's gone back to back in at least 8 years. Fine. Let's be the first. You know what I mean? Like, I love that type of stuff. Why not? So let's just hope that they stay flexible. Mike Brown's going to try to put something together that's going to work for the team, and he'll give it a chance. He'll see what's working. And if it's not working, he'll reach out to Leon. Hey, man, I thought this was going to work. Need a little help, brother. So they're going to have to make a move if they need to. That's all it is, man. Other than that, today it's turning out to be a beautiful day. The sun is coming out. Make the best of it. Life is too short, and really time flies. I'm one of the biggest proponents is live your life the best way you can. Enjoy it, because you can't account for what's going to happen tomorrow. You wake up tomorrow, you may not feel the same. You may not be the same. Anything can happen. There's so much going on in life that you got no control over with health and stuff. You can do your best, but you don't know what's going to happen. So enjoy your life. Don't put off stuff. Whatever you want to, hey man, I always wanted to do this. Then do it. Don't wait, because time like this. And outside of that, just be kind to others, because what happens in today's world is that too many people are stressed out. Life is not easy. It's easy for some people, and those people that it's easy for do not care about others. We got to care about ourselves and understand that life is rough. Groceries are expensive, gas is expensive, rent is expensive, and you're stressed out at work and your jobs. And your only little piece of happiness is your basketball, baseball, football team, whatever it is. Enjoy it, make the best of it, and don't go too crazy with everything. Let's realize that somebody next to you, or not next to you, maybe in another city, another state, is in the same situation you are, and maybe even worse, and they just want to be happy about the Knicks. So let's make the best of it, folks. Hey, be good. And if you can't be good at it. And remember, like Jay said, like Nick Nation says, like Corey Lee knows, no matter what, the good, the bad, the ups and downs, losing by 30 yesterday to that Brooklyn Net team. We are still Knicks fans, folks. You know what I mean? No matter what, it is what it is, y'all. Yeah. So y'all take it easy. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk about what it looks like in this second game versus the Spurs in this summer league. I hope somebody steps up and does something nice for the Knicks. Look, it's not. Remember, the summer league is not about winning and losing. It's about guys working on their game, getting better, and seeing if there's a spot for them on the real team, on the big club. Especially, these dudes are not trying to make the Knicks; they're trying to make the championship Knicks. Ooh, the pressure. It's tough. It's tough.
It is.
Man, yeah, and that's a fact too. Before computers and cell phones, life was easier. You ain't never lied, bro. We could go play, Skelly outside, freeze tag.
Skelly, what you know what I mean? Skelly?
You know what I mean? Manhunt. We had a good time out there in the street. Life was different. Life was different.
Y'all from the fire hydrant.
Go get some clay and what was it? We used to top from the milk, remember?
Yes, exactly, sir. And then go get your little 25-cent quart of water.
We turned on the fire hydrant. We took our sticks, remember? And then you would put those in the water and you race those with each other as the water streamed down and what's it?
Those were the good old days.
You're talking about the quarter waters, and we used to use the quarter waters and cut them in half.
Yes.
Yeah. We just use the ice cream stick.
You know what it is.
Softy came.
Believe me, if I told you where
See, I struck a nerve, y'all, with the old school. We live in it again. My bad, y'all.
Yeah.
Took us back real quick.
Soup ball.
Oh,
exactly.
Of course.
Stick ball.
Ball. We used to play wiffle ball. Yeah, all types of stuff,
Wiffle ball. I love wiffle ball.
The only thing I'm going to tell you right now before we get out of here, the only thing that I did not miss, that was the one thing I'm telling you, is either you came out and you had a good time or you was ready to fight. I did not miss when I had to come from school and I'm walking past the block and the kids and they run and grab me and throw me in the water. I'm like, yo, man, that was the only thing I did not miss.
They would pick you up by your hands. One person pick you up by your feet, other by your hands, and they swing you and throw you into the water.
I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Don't you see I got my good school clothes on? What's wrong with y'all?
Man, remember back in the day, if you walked around with a backgammon set, you was the man. You had a
backgammon. We're taking it back. Yeah, we talking about pinochle and canasta. Oh wait, that's too old. My bad.
Sorry. Oh, I know. Yo,
whoa,
my fault. Whoa. My fault.
I was
Othello. How about Othello?
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was playing spades and hearts and what was the other one?
You wish, Wiz.
Tunk. You ever played Tunk before?
I actually never played Tunk, but I watched it, but I never actually had a chance to play it.
That's great. I'm a gambler.
You see what I'm saying?
It's a betting game, and because they do a lot of side betting in that game. A lot of that. Yeah, a lot of that.
See, guys, this is what I'm talking about. These are the happy, good moments that we all have, that we can all share. That's why it doesn't make sense to go too crazy with each other, because we all come from different places, but we have similar upbringing, similar thoughts. This is life. We were all here for it, and we're all Knicks fans. It's the key. It's the key.
Yeah.
No Stray says, y'all too rich for me. All we had was a handball and a milk crate. Damn, that's rough, bro.
I used to play basketball in a milk crate tied to a telephone pole.
Yeah.
Plenty of that.
So with and sometimes the basketball, you would have to get the smaller basketball, or you would use a kickball. So
if you bashed it and framed it out a little bit, then it would kind of go through.
Right. You would have to do something to the corners and do some things. Yep, 100%.
Listen, nothing better than just growing up ghetto living, man. We had a Nerf hoop we used to put in the projects in the hallway. We used to be dunking on each other, making mad racket. No one said anything because it was the projects.
Right. That's right. All
the PJs.
Anyway, y'all take it easy, man. Listen, I love all my fellow Knicks fans. It is what it is, guys. We're gonna get through this. It's gonna be another year of people pointing their fingers and looking down on us, and all we got to do is shock the world again. You know what I mean? Let's do it one more again. This one's for Little Saint, y'all. Oh, anyway, sorry. Y'all take care. Have a great day. Like I said, and get something to eat. Enjoy yourselves, and get ready for this Knicks Summer League game at 6 p.m. Yeah. Let's go, Knicks, y'all. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. Let's do something today, Knicks. Let's do something.
Let's do something. Let's
Anyway.
hopefully.
All right, y'all. Take care.
Be good. Be blessed.
Peace.
Later, y'all.
I'm trying to get off. It's not pushing.